818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGat.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGat.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gat and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gat says, hello.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
And now they're doing it to Guerrero, hoping to distract him, hoping to upset him, hoping to make it too hard. Fernando ready, and the strike two pitch is hit back to the box, dribbling to second. Samuel on the bag, throws to first, double play. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter at 10:17 in the evening of June the 29th, 1990. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky.
What a great call for an incredible pitcher. Obviously, DeMarco. It's a sad day. It's going to be a celebration of Fernando Valenzuela's life for a large part, but it was great to hear a great moment from his career right out of the chute. Just really, not surprising, quite frankly. I think that anybody that had been paying attention knew that Fernando had been ill for quite some time. He'd lost a lot of weight and didn't quite look like himself.
You could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, but just Dodgers made the announcement last night that we lost Fernando Valenzuela at 63 years old yesterday. Just a very sad moment.
I don't own a sombrero. I wish I did. I would throw it.
Yeah.
Just my memories of Fernando, I thought every pitcher pitched that way. I thought everybody looked up to the sky and then fired one in there. Isn't that the way you're supposed to pitch? Yeah.
I had no idea until I saw that, right?
Yeah, no doubt. That's the way it goes. That's heartbreaking. It is when you lose one of your childhood icons. It just reminds you that, sport is finite and life is finite.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It's, we've made a running joke out of it here on this program and with me as, I watch Fernando Mania on Spectrum Sportsnet once or twice a month. I mean, I watch it a lot. I absolutely love it. It's been a running joke that Fernando Valenzuela was my favorite Dodger of all time. None other than Oral Hershiser gives me a hard time for having Fernando as my favorite player instead of him. We joked about the fact that I got to meet him for the first and only time a few months ago.
And you elbowed him in the face?
And I the side, unfortunately. A story
you
that
don't punch your
cherish.
heroes.
I wish that were true, but I did. But I think, and Emily and I were talking about this morning, and you and I were talking about this morning, and Jorge, you and I were texting about this last night.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing to have the career that he had as an athlete and have it be the second thing that people talk to you about. Have it be the second thing that they mention, because Fernando Valenzuela's career was extraordinary. He had a career that he went to the All-Star game, he won the Cy Young, he won the Rookie of the Year, he was a two-time World Series champion. That is an extraordinary career for an athlete. And Fernando's legacy, that's the second thing you mentioned. The first thing you mentioned is the impact he had on this city.
Yeah.
The impact he had on the Latino community in this city, specifically the Mexican community
on
in
his
this
country,
city, on his home country of Mexico. And that, I think, is an incredible compliment.
Silly question. Was he insanely popular in Mexico?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second only to...
So there's, according to my grandparents, I talked to my grandparents this morning, and my grandma says your grandpa would stop, and basically all of Mexico would stop when three different athletes would come and they would play, and you would watch them on TV. Julio Cesar Chavez is one.
Knew it. That's one.
Hugo Sanchez, soccer player, played for Real Madrid.
Hugo
Sanchez, he's number two, and then Fernando Valenzuela was the third athlete.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I think I'd rather have, if I could pick, like from embryo stage and I want to be a professional athlete. I think I want to have that sort of impact versus numbers.
Of course.
You can have great numbers, be in the Hall of Fame, and be a jerk. And have no one care. I'd rather be this, yeah.
It is a testament to who he was as an athlete, but more importantly, it's a testament to who he was as a guy and as an icon. And, I think most people know this, but just in the event that maybe a handful or a small percentage of people don't, because you go to a Dodger game now, because you've turned on a Dodger game in the last 40 years or so, and you look in the stands, there are a ton of Latino Dodger fans, Spanish-speaking Dodger fans, Mexican-American Dodger fans, Mexican Dodger fans. And it's just, as a kid growing up, it's like, oh, yeah, the Latino community in Los Angeles loves the Dodgers. That wasn't true until Fernando Valenzuela. In fact, the opposite was true. The Latino community disliked the Dodgers, if not flat out hated the Dodgers because of what happened when they went to go build Dodger Stadium, and thousands of people were displaced from their homes in Chavez Ravine. And they rightfully had very hard feelings about them coming in and relocating not even just flat out bulldozed their neighborhood. And they're like, blank the Dodgers. No, never again. And then this dude shows up. And
everything.
And everybody's like, wow, this is amazing. He comes from a small town in Mexico. I believe he's the last of 12 kids. Yep. He comes from a teeny tiny town with no means at all.
What's the name of the town?
Echuatitlan or something like that.
Say that again?
Yeah. I think it's Echuatitlan. I might have to look it up.
You're going to have to spell that.
It's such, it literally is a story that if you submitted it, you'd be like, all right, this is cool, but we got to make it a little more realistic. We got to make this a little bit more.
What pressure? Oh my God, what pressure?
He got signed by a legendary scout, Mike Brito, because Brito went to go look at another guy. As the story goes, he went to go look at his shortstop, and there's this kid out there just wiping people out, and he's like, "What's that guy all about? We'll take him too."
No doubt.
So they signed Fernando. He shows up and. He's a little chubby. He looks like a kid, like he looks super young, and nobody knows who he is. And it's like, hey, Jerry Royce got hurt. He was supposed to pitch opening day. Can you do it?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
I mean, and DeMarco, you could obviously speak to this as an athlete. That you're just give me a chance. All I can ask for you is to give me a chance to show everybody what I can do. And he got that chance.
Yeah, no doubt.
Echo Wakila, sorry.
You get through the politics of it all, and you get on the field. I can show you what I can do. The hard part is getting there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I can always do this. It's just getting there is the problem. Yeah, no doubt.
And he did it, and he threw a shutout. It's like,
unreal.
Okay. Like, that was unexpected.
And he's what, 20 years old?
19.
19, yeah.
Like, who is this guy?
A shutout at 19, you couldn't tell me nothing after that.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
And it's, run him out there again. And he does it again, and he does it again, and he does it again and again and again and again. And he went 8-0 when he first showed up. 5 shutouts in those 8 games. He had an ERA of under half a run.
Unreal.
And it's like, wait, who is the first player ever to win the Cy Young and Rookie of the Year in the same year? He won the World Series that year. He was an integral part of the reason they won the World Series that year, an integral part of the reason that they beat the Montreal Expos in the NLCS that year. And this was his, hey, I'm here, everybody. And that's the baseball part of it. And then Fernando Mania just in full bloom.
That great question about Fernando Mania. That started in what, 81?
81.
So that's actually the first time Mania was used in a big way.
As far as I can remember.
Because I looked, WrestleMania came
Hulkamania.
4 years after.
Yeah.
So they took it from Fernando Mania.
It really was a mania. Like in the specific definition of the word, like people had lost their minds when
Everybody.
it came to
Like
this
that
guy.
girl that ran onto the field.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Morgana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
we need more
Morgana
Morganas of the
existed
world.
pre-Fernando. Morgana had been around for a minute.
Can we bring that back, please? I like that. That was fun. But baseball, right? So you're Rookie of the Year, All-Star Game starter, World Series ring, 6-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger, 1-time Gold Glover, and you're not in the Hall of Fame? What do you have to do
Do it for a longer period of time.
Oh, come on.
No, I don't. This
Baseball
is not the time.
might be too hard to get in.
Good.
Football's getting too easy.
Hall of Fame.
This
should
is
be hard.
hard.
To get into. He's not a Hall of Fame player. He's a
Yeah.
Hall of Fame individual. His story, his impact, the cultural ramifications of what he did. Like, for instance, if the Hall of Fame is just for the very best players ever to play, he's probably just a hair short. If the Hall of Fame is for the most important players to have ever played,
twice.
He's in on the first ballot.
Okay, so, like, how do I say this? Can you tell the story of baseball without talking about Fernando?
I don't think so.
I know you can't tell the story of the Dodgers without talking Fernando.
No.
But I would argue it's the same way for baseball.
He's a part of the story of baseball.
Forever, yes.
I think so.
A large part of it, yeah.
And we'll try to talk to some people today about this, but I would like to hear from Dodger fans, and specifically maybe somebody who didn't grow up in Los Angeles and what the impact was, because
You're looking at one.
as somebody, but you're okay, but you're at least in the West Coast, you were at least in California.
I thought when I was a kid, I thought Fernando played for us because he was on TV that much
He was
up
on a
there.
lot.
Yes, he was always on TV.
Yeah, and what was so interesting about him too is he never really spoke publicly very often. He occasionally, but he wasn't like front and center. He did bounce around a little bit through the second part of his career.
That's funny. I remember, like, how come he doesn't talk, Mom? And it never occurred to me he doesn't speak English.
Well, that's debatable, right? Jorge, you could probably speak
but
to
it
this.
never occurred to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
That can happen? Yeah, that can happen.
I think he didn't speak English the same way Ohtani doesn't speak English.
He doesn't want to speak English.
Okay,
Right.
perfect example. You know Canelo now.
He doesn't want to speak English.
Yeah, but now he's a lot more comfortable speaking it.
Have you ever done that?
Me?
Yeah, you.
It depends. The situation.
Okay. Yeah.
Especially when you travel. When you travel somewhere else, where are you from? Mexico. Oh, welcome. Bienvenido. Hola. You know, you get all of that.
That is not fair. I want to do that.
Yeah, it's one of those things like Fernando seemed to be able to communicate with his teammates pretty well.
Pretty good.
Watch Ohtani in the dugout. They're,
Oh, God,
the
they
interpreter's
understand the
not
guy,
around.
yes.
And unless, Tyler Glasnow learned a lot of Japanese, I don't think they're speaking in Japanese.
Yes.
I mean, look at the Oscar making him speak Spanish. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Absolutely.
Makes sense.
It
Wow.
was, when something like this happens, it's always terribly sad, and it is sad. But it is really nice to get to reflect on all the wonderful
doubt.
moments that they created and got to create for other people. And, he obviously comes back and is part of their broadcast team and did that for a very long time. And it just, what a wonderful legacy to live.
I'm assuming he was sick, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I don't know. I mean, he just
They-
kind of
they
disappeared.
They haven't
They haven't
disclosed
said
the
everything
cause
yet?
of death,
Okay.
but so I'm certainly not going to
Okay.
put his business out there like that. But
Okay.
he'd gotten very thin very quickly, and that's never a good sign.
Okay.
I think this was not a surprise. He left the team abruptly towards the end of the season, and I think the Dodgers at the time said he was going to focus on his health.
Okay.
So there was concern that he was not only ill but perhaps gravely ill, and that turns out
That's
to be
64,
true.
right?
63.
63. Yeah, that's premature. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, that's really tough. So if
November 1st, he would have been 64. November 1st.
Would have been
Yeah.
64.
And then
Okay.
isn't today the day when he pitched Game 1 of the World Series? Is that what it is? October 23rd,
It could
1981.
be.
I think it's today.
It could be because they had that was a
Yeah.
weird year because there was a strike, so everything kind of got pushed back. So yeah, it definitely could have been one of those times. But I think I speak for a lot of people. And Jorge, I look forward to hearing you talk about this today. I know that Beto is going to come in here in a little bit and get his perspective of this. But as a white kid growing up in LA, this was just amazing.
Fernando Mania.
Every
Yes.
time Fernando pitched, and I had, like you said, DeMarco, I didn't know. I was a baseball fan and I'd watch other people pitch, but all of a sudden there's this guy who's looking up to the sky before he throws the ball. He's throwing a pitch that I'd never seen before.
There's a part in Bull Durham. You like baseball movies?
I love it.
Where Annie is talking about him and
like the lava lizards of the Galapagos Islands.
Yeah,
he's breathing through his
but
eyelids.
it's just the clip of Fernando when she said, and he's looking straight up to the guy. It's just like, wow, that gives me chills.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I think that if you're even a little bit younger than us, even a little bit, even 10 years younger than us, I think you missed it. I think you missed how famous
yeah.
Fernando Valenzuela actually was. That, to your point, he was the guy that you mentioned in one of the great baseball movies of all time. Oh, he's pitching like Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah.
Like, it would be like right now you say, oh, he's pitching like Shohei Ohtani, or he's pitching like, Justin Verlander, or any of the best guys in the game. Like, he was the guy. Name the great pitcher right now. Oh, it's Fernando.
Yeah.
That's how famous he was.
Can I slip one in on you?
Please.
Let's see, 1920, and he's doing all this in Los Angeles. Can you imagine being that famous at 20 in Los Angeles?
No.
In the early 80s?
And young.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make it to the 90s. Come on.
No. And
Come on. I'd be everywhere.
Most people would be.
Yes.
Most people would be. And then, when you have the moment like we had yesterday.
You know what I mean when I'm saying I'd
I'm
be everywhere.
I understand. I'm well aware. When you're reading the obituaries last night and this morning, usually when somebody famous who's had a long life in the public eye, it's they did this, here's his family, here's the stuff, and oh, by the way, there's all this other stuff. Not with him. There was just here's his career, here's his life, here's his family, here's his impact, R.I.P.
That's amazing.
That
is more amazing to me than anything.
Yeah.
Yes, that you could be that famous, that young in this city and be that clean, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's storyless.
You just go, he was incredibly dignified. Like, every time you saw him, he was buttoned up. And this, by the way, I think you give a little credit to Vince Scully, a little credit to Jaime Jarrín, and all these guys. Like, this is how we do this. When you become a broadcaster, this is how we roll.
Yeah.
And he fit right into that mold and was just a great ambassador for the Dodgers, great ambassador for baseball.
Fernando, yes.
Great ambassador.
Can we share the story of
how
how I got to meet him because of...
Oh, yeah.
You didn't punch him, did you?
Yeah. No,
you didn't punch him, right?
Let's do it next. It's a great story, and I want to hear your stories that in and around L.A., you got a chance to meet him, what he meant to you. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. Plus, we'll talk about the Lakers. Great night for them last night. They win their
great night
season
for the James
opener.
family.
Great night for the James family. I think that's the perfect way to say that. J.J. Redick, organized, disciplined, in control. That was pretty good. And plus, we know the Dodger pitching rotation going into the World Series. There's a lot to get to, including more conversation about Fernando Valenzuela. 877-710-ESPN. It's all coming up. Trav DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
Over 20 years ago, the first batch of Tito's handmade vodka was distilled in the heart of Austin, Texas. Since then, its roots have stayed put, and its vodka continues to be made on the same land where Tito built his dream. A distillery called Mockingbird that houses a simple vodka with a spirit the size of Texas and as good as the day it was born. Learn more about the Tito's story at Tito'sVodka.com. That's Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hey, what up? It's Matt Barnes here. If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law.
For me, it's about getting the top result and the top value for your claim. Even if you didn't have insurance during the accident, Uncle Artie will still help you. I'm sure a lot of you out there got turned back from attorneys when you said, I don't have insurance. Well, guess what? Uncle Artie can still help you. It does not matter. Give us a call. You have nothing to lose. We take the case on a contingency. You don't pay up front.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Pernia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Pernia Law family provide peace of mind so you can focus on your recovery.
Trust us, trust Uncle.
When you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law, 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Come out for a day of golf and fun and help support the men and women who fight for our freedom. On Monday, November 11th, the Pacific Palms Resort in the City of Industry will play host to the 2024 Land of the Free Foundation Veterans Day Golf Classic. All proceeds from the tournament will go directly to charities who support the men and women of our armed forces. For more information on the tournament, please visit the website landofthefreefoundation.org or give them a call at 562-833-4361.
All right, everybody, Sedano and Cap here, and George, let's talk to everybody about Prize Picks, where you and me are freaking geniuses, and that's why we're killing it.
We are crushing it, Cappy. And by the way, you can too. You can win as much as up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks.
But let me tell you something right now. When you download the Prize Picks app and you use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, you make your first play at $5, they hit you with an instant $50 bonus. It doesn't matter if you win the play or you lose the play. A $5 play turns into a $50 bonus.
Oh, my God. It's amazing. They're giving you free money, for God's sake. And by the way, it's the best way to get action in sports in over 30 states, including, obviously, this one here in California.
So, George, I want everybody to download the Prize Picks app and use our code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, and let's win.
Yeah, absolutely. And Prize Picks puts its members first. So all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Man, when your picks hit, you can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. And you know where you can do it? Only on Prize Picks.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Jorge, at some point today, you're going to have to find the Kern's Nectar commercial.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll put it in.
What was the mango?
He says,
Kern's.
chabacano.
Yeah.
And then he goes, yeah. And then he says, no, it's apricot.
Apricot.
Let that one jam, Jorge. Let that one jam. Let me translate for you, Travis.
Please.
So this is El Corrido del Toro, a ballad of Fernando Valenzuela with Lalo Mora. So this is good. So a song made for Fernando when he was playing.
Wow.
While he was playing El Corrido del Toro. So this is jam for him right there.
Wow.
Good morning, fellas.
They're writing songs about you. You know you're a pretty big deal.
You're a baller.
While you're playing.
You are a baller.
While you're playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Los Invasores de Nuevo León made the song, so that was pretty cool.
Say that again?
Invasores, the invaders from Nuevo León.
The invaders. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Like the old Oakland Invaders.
Yeah,
from
the hell with the
USFL.
Raiders. We got the invaders. That was our chant for a while. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so I was listening. By the way, I'm Beto Duran. Nice to meet you guys.
Hi, Beto.
So I was
What?
driving
What?
in and I heard DeMarco, and this is funny. So like Travis, Fernando's el número uno, tu gallo, right?
Sí.
And then hearing DeMarco, who's like, was he that big of a deal? Which is not.
No.
It's
I
not
knew
that
he was huge.
Yeah,
he
but-
just wasn't my player.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it wasn't that. But you still knew of him.
No, he was always on TV.
He was baseball for
Yes.
the early 80s. Like he was not the best play, but he was the guy. The Dodgers were the team, and he was the guy
I think
on the Dodgers.
he was the first guy I heard more about, and then the second was Lasorda.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing why. They're connected. Like you said, he pitched the guy nonstop.
You okay?
Well, that's another story.
That's a big part of his story.
There's a reason why he wasn't there.
How about this? Fernando Valenzuela pitched 11 seasons for the Dodgers.
Yep.
Okay? In 11 seasons, he threw 107 complete games. Okay?
yeah.
Just to put that in perspective. And I understand that the game has
Wow.
changed and the
course.
approach has changed. Clayton Kershaw has pitched 17 seasons for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
He's thrown 25 complete games.
Unreal.
Fernando threw 107 in 11
Different
seasons.
time,
That's
different game.
10 a
Yeah.
year.
Different strategy,
But even-
different game. What?
Even then, though, that was like, whoa.
That's a lot. That's a
that
lot.
was impressive at that
He
time.
opened his career with 8 consecutive complete games, including 5 shutouts.
Business question. Does that save money for a baseball team? Because I don't need relievers. I'm just going to let
Well,
this
you
guy
still
go.
have relievers on the team. They just didn't pitch that night.
Well, at that time, you didn't have like a middle reliever. You had a
okay.
starter who would go as much as you could, And then maybe closers weren't
Closers
really
would go
a big
a couple
deal.
innings.
Even a bad start for a starter. A bad start for a starter was 6 innings.
6 innings.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
How about this, DeMarco? He had 255 consecutive starts. He didn't miss. He took the ball. And you know that arm was throbbing.
That's impossible.
This is before real treatment.
That's what I'm saying.
This is where you got a beer and you put it on your elbow.
Pitch and
What about
pitch
Sobador?
and pitch.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
and
he
then-
actually did.
Yeah.
And when he finally did kind of like, hey, Fernando's not the same, it's like, well, of course he's not the same. He'd thrown 8 trillion innings in 5 seasons.
Advil
Of
made a
course
mistake.
He's not the same.
It should not have been Nolan Ryan. It should have been him.
Yeah, it was
advertising Advil.
This is Governor Newsom just issued a statement. Everybody. So you were talking about this, like, was he a big deal in Mexico? And he is. And what Jorge said right there, Chavez, Hugo Sanchez, and Fernando. So I recently was in Sonora, the state where he's from. So it's below Arizona, DeMarco, the state of Sonora.
Yeah.
So Fernando
Below
there.
Arizona. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So it's on the west side of the country. Okay. So Fernando, desert area, right? So Fernando has a stadium, and I went to it called Fernando Valenzuela Stadium. He didn't play there, but there's a stadium named after him. That's where the Hermosillo. I was in Hermosillo, the Naranjeros, where he passed through, but he didn't. So towards the end of his career, he was playing in the Mexican Winter Leagues. He was playing for Mexicali and different teams. And so in Mexico, they have a regular season, and then they have a winter season where in winter, guys are playing for their towns, where they're from. And then some Americans come and play. You saw Kenny Powers, right? Kind of like that, but professional, right? So you have guys out there playing. Fernando's number 34 is retired in the Mexican league, in the professional league that they have during the summer, right?
Wow.
Number is retired. He his family owns the Cancun team down there in the league. So he was a businessman.
Good place to own a team.
Yeah. So
not bad. Yeah.
Tigres de Quintana Roo, that's what they're called. So he owns that too. Quintana Roo, whatever. You know.
What? Go ahead.
Cancun.
I got you.
In Guadalajara, there is a statue of him there.
No way.
So his legacy
Please
is
tell me it's in
forever.
pitching motion.
It's actually it's the
thing.
Eyes to the sky.
My God, that's awesome.
So when I went there, I did that pitching motion.
Sure.
I did it. There was a line of people there doing the same thing. Right? He was in Bull Durham.
We talked about that.
Right?
That Annie is telling Millie that Nuke is pitching, well, like Fernando Valenzuela is breathing through his eyelids, and they cut, like you said, they cut to him.
Just that clip of him and how she said it, just like, wow.
And that's
mythical.
the thing. And I think Beto, obviously somebody that grew up here, me as a baseball fan like me, and like when you close your eyes and think of Fernando Valenzuela, there's a lot of images that go in there, but it's the one, his hands over his head, eyes high, super high leg kick, and the eyes almost like rolling back into his head, and then throwing that screwball. And nobody throws a screwball. The screwball was from like the 30s, and then all of a sudden he's back throwing screwballs in the 80s.
So if it ain't work,
it was
ain't
amazing.
broke, don't fix
So
it.
the screwball, he didn't know it when he was
Bobo Castillo.
Bobo Castillo, rest in peace. So
Who's that?
So Bobo Castillo was a reliever for the Dodgers who grew up in Lincoln Heights. Right, he went to Lincoln High School.
over here.
Right over here.
Okay.
So Bobo was a Chicano guy, right? Means you're from here. His Spanish was probably like yours,
Like
right?
mine?
Yeah. So the Dodgers.
No
I'm
bueno.
glad he paused for a half second.
But
at least he paused.
Okay, I got to know Bobo at the end of his career. Super nice. I remember met him and Kenny Landry. He's like, dude, you're Beto from ESPN. I'm like, you're freaking Bobo Castillo, the guy who
taught Fernando. His
Fernando
claim
the
to fame
screwball.
was Bobo Castillo pitched in the big leagues for a while. He was a major leaguer, a professional athlete. And if you ask anybody, hey, you remember Bobo Castillo? They'd be like, the guy that taught Fernando the screwball.
Okay.
His name's Bobby.
So it's an old pitch. Old guy taught him an old pitch.
His name's Bobby, but everybody called him Bobo. And it's one of those like greasy pitches where you have like, if you're really good, you shouldn't be doing it. But Bobo threw it really hard and it broke. Fernando took something off of it and it made it just glide.
What's the grip on a screwball?
So you kind of, it's almost, I mean, it's like a chain,
this.
and most things you kind of, your arm side, your hand kind of goes away from you.
This one goes the other way?
The other way.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
You let the ball go like
come
this.
on,
And the
dude.
stress on your elbow is terrible.
He's not human.
That's why nobody else throws it. So Bobo was the man from Lincoln who taught Fernando because the Dodgers brought a 20-year-old kid to Dodger Stadium, and he was a phenom, yet super shy. You said it, how many kids were in the family?
Yeah, 12.
At Chucuaila.
Fernando was shy?
Yeah, super.
Terribly so.
Really?
Probably anxiety, social anxiety. So let me tell you this.
Got to be kidding
No.
me.
Better hold on one second. Let me interrupt.
I'm sorry
you
for
real
taking
quick.
over.
No, this is good.
Because there's, I think this is perfect because we have a lot of different people here talking about the same person from different perspectives. And I want to get your perspective as somebody that grew up in Southern California, somebody that is from the Mexican community, somebody that, it meant something different in your house than it meant in my house. And we loved Fernando. We watched Fernando, but just the stories that come along with him from Spanish-speaking households, Mexican households, Chicano households, like you're talking about, Latino households, he meant something
Asian
entirely
households
different.
too. Because
Asian households?
Yeah, because the Japanese love baseball.
Wait,
right?
hold on.
Japanese Americans
Yeah,
here in Southern
yeah.
California, Korean Americans love it. But when you see a minority and an immigrant succeeding at this level, and remember, baseball in the 70s and 80s was white and black.
Yeah.
Right?
And mostly white.
Pretty much, yeah.
A couple of Dominicans there and there, but hey, not really,
That's
right?
what I told you. I'm like, why doesn't he speak, Mom? Well, I'm not sure if he can.
So
right.
when you were talking earlier about the mania world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, Fernando had the mania. He was going to the White House to meet presidents.
That's what I'm saying.
And it was more, this, you and I talk about this all the time. Representation matters. When
Big
you
time.
see somebody that's doing it like you, that looks like you, talks like you, hey, why not me? And that's what the difference was.
And he had a charm about him that I think was elevated, at least for non-Spanish speaking people like myself. Like, I don't know what he said. He had a smile on his face. He always looked like he was in a good mood. He always looked like he was enjoying whatever was going on around him.
You seen a chubby dude throwing like that, man.
And that's
your
the
mechanic,
other part.
right?
Yeah.
That's the other
What
part.
did you say? Looks like my mechanic.
Looks like your mechanic.
You could put Fernando, if you just saw like a picture, if you didn't put him in his Dodger uniform and just said, what does this guy do for a living? And I gave you
No
100
idea.
guesses,
It wouldn't
you
be baseball.
would never land on pro athlete.
No.
Never.
No.
Right? You-
Cy Young, Rookie of the Year?
Right. No. He's a
he's
little
the peanut
heavy.
vendor.
Yeah.
No,
seriously,
he's the guy who's selling the peanuts.
He's not the best pitcher on the team. I know that.
Yeah.
Because just look at him, because I think that was part of his allure too, because he was the everyday man.
Yeah.
They didn't really talk, didn't understand what's going on. Jaime Jarrín did an amazing job translating for him. And
when did Mexico break the color barrier in baseball? Because Fernando is not the first.
No, there was Beto Espino. There was there.
Like what? 60s?
In the 40s, something
40s?
like that, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. So this is not the first Mexican-born player.
He was the first star.
The first big-time star. Okay.
In L.A., in a city that has a significant Mexican population, in a city where the Mexican population did not like the team.
Well, they were kicked out of that area.
That's what we talked about in the first segment. They were not only they hated the Dodgers. They were pushed out of their homes to build a baseball stadium. We forget those guys. Took 20 years to bring him back, and the guy did it in a night.
Wow.
Did it in a month.
Yeah. Changed it. To this day, DeMarco, you go to the games and they're still selling Valenzuela.
Oh, I know. So they're everywhere.
There are two jerseys, like throwbacks, that you see. Let's come back and talk more about this. I want to take some more phone calls.
Oh, that's awesome.
Betto's here.
Peanut vendor?
I mean, tell me he doesn't
look like a plumber.
He doesn't look like a player.
But
He's
I
got
would
a
have
little
said
pot
plumber
miller,
or something. Come on.
Plumber, insurance salesman, tow truck driver.
Jardinero.
But that's the
Cut your
allure.
grass.
That's the allure, Fernando. He was you. He was
Exactly.
you.
That's right.
Like Aaron Judge ain't us. Like
No,
he
looks like a superhero.
No,
Yeah.
Giancarlo ain't us.
He's from Valhalla.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll take your phone
was our
calls.
deal, man.
877-710-ESPN. More of that as well. Plus, we got a couple of cool pieces of sound that I want to play for you guys as well. And we're going to get into the Lakers. We're going to get into their opening night win. We'll talk about the good night for the James family, as you put it, DeMarco. And
A great night for the
James
James
had
family.
the best night of all. Well, we'll tell you that coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco. Betto's here, 710 ESPN.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Coverage of the 2024 World Series on ESPN LA is driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. With next-level tech and safety features, Hyundai Cars and SUVs gives you the confidence to boldly journey wherever life takes you. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or see your SoCal Hyundai dealer today.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
Lakers fans, are you looking for new Lakers merch to add to your closet? We got you covered. Head over to LakersStore.com. That's LakersStore.com and snag the latest tees, hats, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, accessories, and more to rep the purple and gold. We've got something for the whole family. Mom, dad, kids, and babies too. Rep your team and look good doing it. Check out LakersStore.com. That's LakersStore.com. Let's go Lake Show.
With over 20 clinics in LA and OC, Game Day Men's Health offers premium services like testosterone therapy.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
.com/deals.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Valenzuela delivers. Through ball. Got it swinging. What a way to start. Fernando Valenzuela in his first big league start pitches a shutout.
Welcome to the league, kid. Shows up and throws a shutout right out of the gate in one of his All-Star appearances. Not the one in 1981. I think it was the one in 85 or 86. He struck out 5 guys in a row in an All-Star game. That doesn't happen.
And just walked off like what?
Yeah, exactly. First of all, guys don't pitch 2 innings in All-Star games anymore. He struck out 5 guys in a couple innings.
And it was studs, too.
Yeah, there's one weird one in there. You might know it. There's a weird one in there because it's like, wait, huh? He struck out Teddy Higuera from the Brewers.
That's right.
Which
brown on brown crime right there.
Yeah, exactly. What? Like, it's like, hey, what the hell is Teddy Higuera doing getting in that bat in an All-Star game? But, Teddy Higuera is one of the guys that he got. Let's take some of these phone calls before we talk more about the tremendous impact, legacy, and career and life of Fernando Valenzuela. Let's go to Carlos first. Carlos, you're on with Trav, DeMarco, and Beto. What's up, Carlos?
Good morning, guys. Speaking to what Jorge said before, my mom and dad were not sports fans. They came from Sonora, and anytime Fernando pitched, everything stopped. It was the only time my dad watched TV was when he was pitching. But my story is my uncle, who was from that town, said that Fernando was pitching for the Major League Mexican team in Sonora, San Luis, when he was 15. And he started to take over the team, calling the shots, all this. The manager got fed up, kicked him off the team at 15, and he told him, you're going to regret this. Fast forward, 10 years later, Fernando's pitching. My uncle comes down from that town, takes me and my dad to the game. We sit in the left field pavilion. He's warming up to pitch the game. My uncle says, hey, yell down the manager's name, which I can't remember. I yell it down. Fernando looks up, remembers it. After the game, we stay in the parking lot. We see Fernando. We start yelling his name. He comes out. He said, how do you know him? We start talking to him. He talked with us for 15 minutes. My uncle, he passed away, but he talked about it every single time I saw him. And that's the kind of impact that Fernando had in our family.
Wow.
Carlos, thank you for the phone call. That's a great story, and I would imagine that there are many stories like that where, somebody from, like you said a second ago, I come from L.A. It's a city of, 20 million people or whatever it is, and there's a lot of people from L.A., and you see people do whatever it is you want to do. It's like, can you get there from L.A.? Yeah, of course you can.
Anywhere.
But these small towns, and especially in a different country to come and make it like that. It's got to be so inspiring to people like Carlos and Carlos's uncle and Carlos's parents.
You're the American dream. It's why our parents suffer to come to this country, this amazing country, to give us an opportunity, and you want to do better as your kid for your parents, right? So Fernando to show up, it's still intimidating for any kid to sign with the major league team when you sign at 16, 17 years old and you get sent to Kissimmee, Florida, or Fredericksburg, Virginia, or like these little towns where you don't know.
Hagerstown, Maryland.
Oh,
Nope.
Billings, Montana.
Hell no.
Medicine Hat, Canada.
Okay, maybe Medicine Hat. That sounds cool.
That does sound cool.
You're in Canada and you're a Dominican or a Venezuelan or something, and you're 17 and you know what's going on. They always say you don't.
Oh my God!
You don't know no better, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you're showing up, but Fernando wasn't going through the minors. It was like, hey, we need you in the World Series, kid. We need you to dominate, and we need you to perform.
Opening day.
Yes, because Jerry Royce got hurt,
and then just carried the water the entire season. Like it wasn't. I'm trying to. I don't have a good example off the top of my head, but it's one thing was to say, "Hey, look, I need you today," and you show up, and it's like I balled out, I got it done, and they're like, "Okay, cool. The main guy's back. We're going to use the main guy now."
Yeah. No, you are the main guy.
There's a Jeff Hostetler, right? That look, Sims is down. We need you, and you go win the Super Bowl. Okay, Fernando opening day was an unknown, and the next thing you know, fast forward 8 months later, he's in the World Series, pitching in Yankee Stadium, locking it down. See, it's not supposed to go like that.
DeMarco, the way I explain it is, my son was born in 2005. Knows all the Fernando stories I would tell him. I don't really remember pitching him in his peak because I was born in 78. But my older brother made sure to tell me. And this is a generational thing where you tell the impact of it, where you're starting to see everybody having some kind of story. There are people. So Oscar De La Hoya threw out a first pitch at Dodger Stadium, wore a Fernando jersey. George Lopez had Fernando story.
Wow, I never thought of that. You're right.
It was a great story by Paul Gutierrez and ESPN about last year when Fernando had his number retired. And Paul told so many stories, and that Paul, who used to cover the Dodgers for the LA Times, he now covers the Raiders. Fernando got mad and was like, "Hey, you haven't called me in a while. Where you been?" Like, Fernando is the old school Mexican uncle / dad. Is like, you show up, you say hello to me, you say hi. A man's word is his word, and handshake is all you need. So he used to have those kind of interactions. Like Dylan Hernandez had a beautiful tribute this morning, and Dylan used to be reporter for the LA Times, and he did a story on Fernando. Then he didn't talk to him for a couple of days after that. Fernando was like, "Hey, come here," because you haven't said hi to me in a couple of days. You only use me for that story, and that's it? He's like, no. He goes, I don't want to feel like I'm being used.
Yeah.
We're here as friends. So I told the story last night where 2008, 9, and 10, when the Lakers were good in the playoffs, I would be gone May, June, covering the Lakers. Then I come back in end of June, July, to the press box. He's like, "Oh, Mr. Lakers here."
Well, he's busting your chops.
Of course. For the longest time. And I didn't know him well enough like that. So I remember calling Jose Mota, like, "Hey, Fernando keeps messing with me, calling him." He goes, "Oh, no, he likes you."
That means he likes you.
That means he missed you.
If he's not talking to you, that's a problem. Yeah.
One of the things is, I was telling you this, DeMarco, he was extremely shy because he came from that small town. A big family. Jim Hill went to that town. It's a Coahuila. Jim Hill showed up in a suit back in the 80s.
Who's not surprised by that?
Absolutely, right?
Who's not surprised Jim Hill showed up in a suit?
If you see Jim Hill, you're in the right place.
Exactly.
No doubt.
That's the rule.
So that's when you know he was a big deal. So he was extremely shy. There's going to be some people that come out, "You know what? I met him, and he was rude to me. He didn't want to take a picture with me. This is that." It's not that he didn't want to. I finally figured out over the years, if he stopped for one, there's hundreds of people running.
Can I add to this? So we go to the Dodger game. Beto, Funchi, Mace. We go to the Dodger game.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, and Beto says, "You guys want to go to the press box?" We're like, "Yeah, let's go to the press box." We don't know what's going to happen, but let's just go up there so you guys check it out. We go up there. And just like he says, Fernando was shy. Fernando's in the hallway, kind of peeking out. And then he sees us and he sees Beto. He comes out. "Fernando, hey, ¿cómo está?" Blah, blah. He starts talking to him. And then, they're chopping it up. And me, Mason, and Funchi are back here. And
got your jaws on the floor.
And I'm telling Funchi, I'm like, "Dude, that's Fernando right there." I'm like, "Hey, Mace, that's Fernando." And then Beto's like, "Fernando, you want to do a picture of my friends? You want to do a picture of them?" He's like, yeah, let's do it. So we do the picture.
He would come out the press box, like, he had a routine. After he ate, he'd come and stand there, and if he saw people, if you asked him for a picture, he'd stand there. He'd be behind the rope. He would take the picture.
Yeah.
But he didn't like going down to the field. Because at Dodger Stadium, to get back to the press box, you have to walk through the field level.
You'd never get out of there.
So you can't. So whenever he would go down there because he had to do an appearance or he was somebody he had to see, he would look at me like, "Beto, ya estás listo? You ready?" And I'm like, "Oh, here we go. I'm the bad guy."
You're the point of the arrow.
I'm the fullback. No, I'm this one.
Yeah.
I'm the sorry, he can't, guys.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
he can't. And Fernando would do the, I want. He said no. He said no. So I'm the
That's
bad guy.
awesome. Good for you, man.
So I got to know him like that, and he was just a good golfer. And everybody would tell you the story. He had the routine of he would go and play at Montebello,
Quiet Canyon, right?
Quiet Canyon,
Yeah.
where we had the not the ESPYs, the Mandy's.
The Mandy's won.
He would play a Tuesday game or a Wednesday game with this same crew from like 20-something years ago, 30 years ago. And you would see him at the Muni in Montebello off the 60 freeway.
So great.
And there's Fernando playing. He'd get done. He'd have his coffee right there with his guys who were his
That's
loyal
dope.
guys.
That's
but
incredible.
you don't know much about him because you don't know where he lives. You've never seen his house. You don't know his family.
I know nothing about his family.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Very, very private. This is why we don't know what he died of.
Yeah.
We don't know how long he'd been sick.
I got to say this.
Because that's
So,
his style.
You're talking about his impact and what he means to the Dodgers, Dodger fans that look like him, Dodger fans that look like you and Jorge and me and everyone else, right? So kind of been through it. I get it. You when you're coming up, you're representing the family. Don't embarrass the family, and you're trying to what would you call it? The American dream.
Yeah.
You're in pursuit of it. So it's different. I can only imagine the pull he must have had from everyone. Everyone must have wanted a piece of him.
He would do things if it was in his circle and he trusted you.
Yeah.
He didn't trust many people. So again,
Right.
he wasn't my friend, but I knew him.
Not doing things is one thing. Being asked to do things
all the time.
That's what I mean.
Tiger Woods told a story that when he really went like nuclear famous, that the most important thing that he needed to figure out, and I think Arnold Palmer, you need to figure out how to say no to people.
Yeah.
Because if you try to please everyone, this isn't going to work.
Hard.
You
Yeah.
have to learn to say no to people.
I saw it with.
It's important.
I saw it firsthand, and this is funny because Fernando ended up pitching in St. Louis in
It's
'97.
the last stop of his career.
When I was there, and I had no idea he was there. And St. Louis is not that big, but I saw McGuire go through it. Like if he stopped for one, there'd be 1,000 people looking. And he would have to say no because he knew how. Yeah. And then people started calling him a jerk.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna lose that one every time.
That's what I'm saying. I can only imagine
what
what it was like for Fernando here. Oh
And
my
you know what
gosh.
he didn't like?
What?
And I got told right away. So I met him in 2003. The Dodgers Angels were playing a freeway series, and I was keeping stats for Adrian Garcia Marquez and Jose Mora. I wasn't even anywhere thinking I had a career in the media, and I was keeping stats. And I got introduced to Fernando. I'm like, hey, Fernando, you're a hero to me. And he just, okay. And I was like, damn. And I found out later, he got so shy when you would tell him that you were his hero.
Yeah.
That you looked up to him because he didn't know.
That's
what,
a lot of.
He didn't know.
He'd get used to it after
What's that word?
million kids telling him that.
What's that
right?
word though? When somebody says that to you, what is that? That's a lot of pressure on you to be perfect.
Well, it wasn't him being fake humble.
Yeah.
He just didn't know how to respond
Right.
to that. He always said,
What do you say to that? Right.
He
You're
always
my
said,
hero.
Here's another thing, DeMarco.
Yeah.
In the 80s, 90s, every kid wanted to play on the Dodgers if you were a Little League or Park Rec, whatever. And if you got the number 34,
forget it.
you were the
That was the
dude.
number for you?
I want to talk
Like
about
10 in
that
soccer.
coming up in just a little bit. And we're going to get to the Lakers as well. And we got the far side coming up next. But thank goodness that the Dodgers came to their senses and retired his number when they did. And he got to experience that and be a part of that because it was a no-brainer for a really long time. And they did this. Well, he's not in the Hall of Fame. You don't go, I don't care. Retire the number. They finally got it right. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. But coming up next, we got the far side. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Next Gen is the official AC heating and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans. I know this because Next Gen has been to my house not once, but twice. Once for an air conditioning issue, and of course my water heater decided to die on me. First call was to Next Gen, 833-3 Gen. And right now, you can get part of a huge package. Here's what you get. You get year-round coverage. You get comprehensive plumbing and AC and heating solutions. And of course, you get the peace of mind of knowing that there's no unexpected issues, just total home comfort. They're going to do multi-point heating and cooling tune-ups, plumbing and safety inspections, and of course, my favorite part, VIP guaranteed 2-hour priority service. But you got to sign up. It's just $14.99 a month. Here's how you do it. 833-3NEXTGEN. 833-3NEXGEN to sign up today and become a Next Gen VIP. Visit nextgenairandplumbing.com for more information or just pick up the phone and call 833-3NEXTGEN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, it's Travis with Prize Picks. Did you know that you can win up to 100 times your money with Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks? That's right. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. And Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. So why not join 10 million users and sign up today? Prize Picks puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. So when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. This week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at football. Patrick Mahomes, more than 267.5 passing yards, and Saquon Barkley for more than 67.5 rushing yards. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code 710 to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Hey, it's Mace. There's a lot on the line in this election, from protecting the Social Security you've earned to supporting family caregivers. And you have the power to make the candidates listen, because voters 50 and over decide elections. That's why AARP California has created an election guide with the most up-to-date information about when, where, and how to vote. Get trusted election information at aarp.org/CA votes. That's aarp.org/CA votes. Paid for by AARP.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Join 710 ESPN and Children's Dental Fun Zone for a smile-worthy celebration on Sunday, October 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. as the doors open to Children's Dental Fun Zone in Colton. Kids can dress up in their favorite costume and visit the Trunk or Treat. Parents meet the doctors and staff and enjoy food, games, raffles, and giveaways. 1280 East Washington Street in the city of Colton. Visit their Instagram at CDF Zone or visit their website, cdfzone.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL. realfathersrights.com/710 or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights. The Father's Rights Attorneys.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text POWER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text POWER to 42424. That's POWER to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show, now mornings 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into the land of shadow and substance, of things and ideas you've crossed over into the far side.
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Go.
It is the middle ground between light and shadow,
Do you know what helped?
4 or 5 hour ride.
I jumped in the ocean. It helped.
Between science and superstition.
I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel fast. I want to feel naked out there.
And it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. The far side.
This just happened. Okay, so I have to register right now, Travis. I'm sorry. As an assistant coach, I'm trying to rig the draft.
Of the draft of?
For the 10U basketball team, my daughter's team. I'm trying to rig it.
10-year-old, 10U girls basketball.
Yes.
So you could be the assistant.
coach.
That way you get 2 picks.
You would like Billy. Billy, the coach, athletic dude. His wife played volleyball, was a barrister? Not a barrister.
That
one.
Libero.
Libero. So athletic
Barrister's
family.
a lawyer in England.
Loved him.
Yeah.
Billy used to pitch.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a left-hand junk ball guy.
Where'd he pitch?
God, I'll have to text him.
How old of a guy
Not
is
too
he?
far from here, on a very good program.
Pepperdine,
Fullerton?
LMU.
Oh, Chef Fullerton's super
Yeah,
legit.
yeah. Did you?
Oh, wait. You just cussed right
That's
here.
what I'm saying.
No, I said super legit.
No, before that.
I said Fullerton.
No, before Fullerton. You said all.
You threw the S word.
Yeah.
Did I really?
Yeah. You mentioned baseball, and then
I'm going to need to hear the
No.
unedited
When I
tape.
said
1, 2, 3.
During the break. During
1, 2,
the
3.
break.
You said all snap Fullerton.
Oh, yeah, I did. Didn't I? Whoops. Sorry, everybody.
I know you bring
love
up
it.
baseball. It's cool. You can do that.
Yeah.
Baseball.
They're that good.
Yeah.
Aren't they the dirt bags?
No, that's Long Beach State.
That's Long Beach. Okay, one of
Fullerton,
those.
the Cal State Fullerton.
But you'd love this dude. He's awesome. I got to bring him here. But he's
Billy who?
coaching. I don't want to say his name.
Tell me.
I'll tell you later.
How old is he?
I'll Google him.
Billy is in his 30s, so
Okay,
he's
a little younger than us.
mid-30s. He's a lawyer,
Okay.
great dude.
And he lives by you?
So he's
loaded.
He's going to coach hoop, and
Okay.
I'm like, if you're going to coach, my daughter is going on your team, and I'll help you. Well, to make sure that she gets on his team, I have to register. So that just came in.
They want to make sure you're chill.
Make sure there. Yeah.
So
So,
you get
anyway,
the head coach gets his kid, the assistant gets his kid, and you can pick the rest.
yes.
You
And
are
sometimes you got to read the room. So
bootleg
first side today, I had
coach.
something for you about 1s, 2s, and 3s. I told you about this on a football team. You got 1s, 2s, and 3s. Your leaders, your mid guys, and your 3s. I was going to relate that to the accountability text.
Okay.
We're going to get there, but I think in light of what's happened with Fernando and that Beto and we were having such a great conversation. Let's just get back to Fernando talk, and I'll get back to this stuff on the next far side.
You got it.
Okay.
You got.
Okay.
I do want to
Yeah.
know what's going on with the accountability text.
I told you about the 1s, 2s, and 3s, right?
Yeah.
Your leaders,
Yeah.
your mid-levels that can go, your
Yeah.
Scottie Pippins.
Yeah.
And then there's your 3s.
Is that John Paxson?
See, we'll wait. We'll wait for the next round of the far side.
Yeah.
But yes,
We'll take some more of your phone calls coming up a little bit. Jorge Jarrín is going to join us in a few minutes and talk about his experiences with Fernando. Of course, that's right, the captain, and his father was essential in introducing Fernando Valenzuela to the city of Los Angeles back in the '80s. But we touched on it a second ago. The Dodgers, for the longest time, and it had a policy which 95% of the time I agree with.
Yeah.
If we're going to retire your number, you need to be in the Hall of Fame, especially if you're a real team like the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Cardinals, the Giants, the Lakers. Like, you need to be in the Hall
Cardinals
of
are
Fame.
serious about that.
Sure, and they should be. They're
Yeah.
a real team. They're not the Diamondbacks or the Houston Astros. They're a real team.
I like that policy.
Yeah, I do too. But there has to be some context. There has to be somebody,
An exception
that doesn't get used very often, but when it is used, it's obvious. And Fernando Valenzuela's 34 was the obvious exception to the rule. Fernando Valenzuela, on the merits of his career, was never going to get into the Hall of Fame, just based on the numbers. But on his impact on baseball, specifically his impact in the city of Los Angeles and building a bridge back to the Latino community, he absolutely belongs up there. It doesn't look even a little out of place, whether it's Don Sutton or any of the other great players that you've had up there. Tommy Lasorda's numbers retired. Jackie Robinson, Roy Campanella. Go right on down the list of the great players that have come through here and had their number. His belongs up there just like his, if not in a totally different category of the greats of Dodger baseball, the greats of baseball history, and the greats of Los Angeles. That's why he deserved it, and that's why when he finally got it last year, it was well past its due, because the man is the Los Angeles Dodgers, and specifically, he's the Los Angeles Dodgers of the 1980s through really the early part of the 90s. He was the guy.
And then when I went to the Baseball Hall of Fame this summer, I remember sending you a display that they have.
Sure.
And Josh Rawitch, who used to be part of the Dodgers PR firm, is now the president of the Baseball Hall of Fame, Chatsworth High, by the way. He made sure to have that Fernando kind of display for everybody at the Baseball Hall of Fame. So not a Hall of Famer numbers-wise, but Hall of Famer impact-wise for what he did for the community.
Is there any part of Fernando that's in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Some sort of number, some sort of stat, anything that he did that's in the Hall of Fame.
Fernando Mania is a part of the Hall of Fame.
There's
Fernando
display about that stuff.
Yes.
The Mania period, the
all
impact.
That,
Okay.
So you go there, his story is told in the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's a museum. But DeMarco, there's also an impact that he had on generations like myself. Players, you mentioned schools like Fullerton or Long Beach State or Pepperdine. There's his son, Fernando Jr., who runs the Cancun team. He went to St. Francis High School. Nobody knew Fernando kid was there, right? His son played at Glendale JUCO, right? A friend of mine, Al Quintana, who runs a facility in Pasadena, I'm like, Al, how did you know Junior? He's like, we were teammates. I was like, did you ever talk to Fernando? He's like, I met him once. We went to his house, and Fernando Jr. forgot his key, and then the dad came out and said, I'm not letting you guys in. Like, he's like grumpy dad. He's like, we're 18-year-old cat freshman in college. Like, and he's like, you guys want to come inside the house and wait for him? Then we just saw a room that he had, and in that room, there's like his awards. He's like, anyways, here's the whatever, guys. And just
here's my Cy Young. Here's my World Series.
Yeah, but it wasn't a big display room. It was just, from what I was told, it was
you
just
saw
a
how
room.
I geeked over Orioles.
Yeah.
Cy Young.
Of course.
Yeah. That's crazy. Wow.
But yeah, so when they retired his number last year at Dodger Stadium, I was there for ESPN LA. We had a lot of footage, and he's standing in the press box. He's looking at his phone, and I'm with Clinton Yates, and I go to Fernando, hey, ¿cómo estás, Toro? Blah, blah. Everybody call him Toro, right? I'm like, what are you looking at? He's streaming his Cancun baseball team. They're about to retire his number, and he's streaming something. I'm like, don't you have to go downstairs? He goes, no, inning's not over yet.
Wow. It's such a well-deserved honor. I'm glad the Dodgers did it. I'm glad he got a chance to experience it. And I know that he was uncomfortable with it, but I would imagine
he was happy that day.
You got that much love from literally tens of millions of people has to feel incredibly good.
Well, I got to get going. I just want to come in and tell some stories.
Thank you, man.
I'm glad you did.
Fantastic.
Thank you, sir. That was
R.I.P. Fernando.
awesome.
The impact will last forever.
Indeed. Jorge Jarrín is going to join us next. We'll continue our conversation about Fernando Valenzuela. It's all coming up. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
With over 20 clinics in LA and Orange County, Game Day Men's Health helps optimize your health with testosterone therapy, ED treatment, and more. Text ESPN 710 to 406-426-3329 to find a clinic near you and schedule your free testosterone consultation.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pachanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Fernando, grita la gente. Fernando, con emoción.
All right, so obviously a very sad day here in the city of Los Angeles. Yesterday was reported the death of Fernando Valenzuela at 63 years old. Somebody who is my favorite Dodger player of all time. Somebody that had not just a great baseball career, but an incredible impact on the city of Los Angeles. And one of the reasons that the impact was as significant as it was is he had somebody by his side for a good chunk of that time when he first came up. A legend in his own right, a Hall of Famer many, many times over. I misspoke earlier. We are speaking with Jaime Jarrín, the Hall of Famer, who, of course, worked as Fernando's interpreter and translator. Jaime, it is a pleasure to have you here today on what I'm assuming for you and for many, many people around Los Angeles is a very difficult day.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure, and thank you for having me with you.
So tell me, when you think of Fernando Valenzuela, what is the first thing you think of? Obviously, you knew him as a very young man when he first arrived in the major leagues. I think we lost Jaime there for a second. Let's see if we can get him back.
He's not upset with us, is he?
I misread a text that was sent to me earlier. I thought we were going to speak with Jorge, who would have been wonderful as well, but Jaime is joining us now.
So Jaime was his translator?
Jaime was the voice of the Dodgers.
The voice of the Dodgers.
In Spanish.
Yes.
And had worked for the Dodgers for nearly 70 years.
Yes.
Just crazy.
Okay.
And so when Fernando blew up on the scene, Fernando did not speak English, and they needed somebody who was bilingual.
Jaime stepped in.
Jaime steps in and became
So basically it was
translator.
his voice.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And that would be like if Vin Scully were your voice.
That's what I'm saying. That's
like
wow.
If Scully were the guy that said, "Hey, we need somebody to talk on your behalf," how's Vin Scully sound?
That's
pretty
not
good.
bad. I'll take that. I'll take that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, pretty great. So we got it back. Okay, great. I apologize for that, Jaime.
That's fine. That's fine. I was telling you.
Yes.
I was telling you that I have great memories about Fernando, because I was there when he came to the United States, when he joined the Dodgers. We were in Houston, and I was able to go to the clubhouse to greet him. He couldn't speak any English, so I was there, and I welcomed him to the Dodgers. He was a very extremely shy person. He was only 19 years old, a little bit long hair, a little bit chubby, Indian features. So it was very special. And he joined the Dodgers in Houston. He was assigned to the bullpen. He didn't see action in Houston. From there, we went to Cincinnati. He didn't see action in Cincinnati. Then finally, we went to Atlanta. And then he came into a game as a reliever. And Bruce Benedict, the catcher of the Braves, was the first hitter that he faced. And he had a fly ball to center field. And that was the beginning of something that nobody thought it will be done. Fernando was amazing since day one.
I think the most amazing thing I've heard about Fernando is that shyness. It keeps coming up, how shy he was. And I wonder, was that connected to his genius on the mound? When you're that good, you would expect his personality to be different, but he was so shy.
Well,
any connection there?
Yes, he was extremely shy, but he was very sharp, very intelligent. Many people thought that he was doing well because he didn't realize what was going on around him. But no, he knew exactly what was going on, and he was so sharp on the mound and outside of the field. He was a very shy, very, very reserved person. Wonderful young man. And I enjoyed so much being with him, and it was really something very unique for me. I was extremely nice to see him because he was very, very shy, and he had a few teammates that could speak with him because he didn't speak any English. Mm-hmm.
The Hall of Famer Jaime Jarrín joining us here on the Trav and DeMarco show, discussing the life, career, and legacy of Fernando Valenzuela. Jaime, like you mentioned, you served as his interpreter when he first got here. And when did you know that, okay, this isn't just a baseball player who's having a nice little run, but somebody that was having the impact, especially the impact in the Spanish-speaking community here in Los Angeles?
Well, as a ball player, we knew because something about him because he already had a string of, I think, almost 20 scoreless innings in San Antonio AA before joining the Dodgers. From the first time that I saw him pitching, I knew that we had something very special on him. But I didn't realize then how big he was going to be regarding the social aspect of the Latino community in Southern California, and later on, not only in California, but all around the country, because wherever we went, New York, Atlanta, San Luis, it was very, very special, and he conducted himself with dignity, a very reserved person, but very special, very special.
I was telling Beto and the other guys, like the pressure, because you're always pressured to say something about politics. Say something about what's going on in society. And when you're representing so many people and you're playing for the Dodgers at the same time, the pressure must have been ginormous on his shoulders to handle all that.
Yes, the pressure was enormous, but he was always ready to answer questions. The only advice that I gave him was, Fernando, you don't have to answer every question that they ask you. You don't have to answer anyone. If you, for any reason, don't like a question, just say diplomatically, I'm sorry, I don't mind answering that. Next question, please. But he was always ready to answer. He was really, he was a person of very few words, but he was ready to be there in front of the media.
The Hall of Famer Jaime Jarrín joining us here on Travis and DeMarco, talking about the life, career, and legacy of Fernando Valenzuela. I mean, what was he like as a broadcaster? Like, obviously, you are one of the best who have ever done it, one of the best who have ever called baseball games, and you've worked with a lot of different people. But all of a sudden, Fernando, one of the legends of one of the more famous teams, decides that he wants to become a broadcaster. What was that transition like for him?
Well, I was able to greet him when he joined the booth as a broadcaster. Of course, at the beginning it was a little bit difficult, but he knew so much about baseball. He knew so many things about baseball that it was a pleasure for me. It was great to have him on my left as an analyst because he knew. He didn't speak much. Because that was his way of living, but he knew the game, so he was able to he was able to talk about, describe the game, analyze the games. It was a plus for us in the booth.
Was he funny?
Was he funny?
Yeah, was he funny?
On the air, no.
On the air, no.
Very serious.
Very
of the air, yes, he was funny. He has his tricks. He liked to play around. Very nice. He was very special.
Did he ever prank you? Did he mess with you?
Hizo alguna broma? No, none that I remember. No, he was very straight.
Wow.
Jaime Jarrín, the Hall of Famer, joining us talking about Fernando Valenzuela. I mean, what do you think it meant to him that the Dodgers, made an exception to their policy of only retiring the numbers of Hall of Fame players to retire his number 34 despite not being enshrined in Cooperstown? I thought it was long overdue myself. What did it mean to him?
Yes, it was. It was. And I was so glad, so happy to see that they
I think we lost we lost him
the cord
there
out
again. I'm not sure. We'll see if we can get him back. Maybe finish that answer. And if not, if it's a challenge, we can say goodbye to Jaime as well.
Legend.
Yeah. I mean, it's Fernando would have been Fernando because he was an incredibly talented player and just a great player like that. But having somebody, again, like we talked about, this is the voice.
Yeah.
Of Spanish-speaking Dodger fans. This is the man who is now putting you in front of the world, and you couldn't ask for a greater ambassador. I'm thrilled that we got a chance to talk to him.
Yeah, big time.
That.
I wanted to ask him if it's the best you ever saw. What do you think? Do you think Fernando Mania, could that exist in 2024?
No, easy.
No, cannot exist. Why? You don't pitch him that much anymore?
Well, put the baseball aside. You could have a guy that showed up and was awesome that you've never heard of before. That could certainly happen. But we know too much about people now.
Yeah.
There are too many places where we know like when he got here to be like, oh, this guy's got this screwball. He wipes people out. I can't wait. And we would know about him. There are so many Spanish-speaking people that you would know his story. Like, he was a mystery when he got here. He was an unknown commodity, and he galvanized the city. And again, this is 1981. Baseball was probably still the most popular sport in the country at this point.
Yeah.
That football hadn't just absolutely swallowed everything up by this point. He was on the right team. He was in the right city. Like, if this happened in Minnesota, do they no, they just don't react
completely
like this.
Different story.
So it was
That's funny,
exactly
man.
the right guy.
Being
exactly
a major
the right
league
time.
hitter and you have no idea what a screwball looks like, and the first time you see it, it's going by you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're used to a pitch traveling in a certain direction from a
Right.
certain guy. Like a right, if you're a right-handed hitter and I threw a curveball, it's going to go away from you. Now all of a sudden it's coming in on you.
Hey, Skip, what is this?
What is this? But Jaime, thank you so much for calling back. I just wanted you to get the chance to finish the story about what it meant to Fernando to have his number retired.
Hello.
Hello. Jaime, can you hear
Are
me
you
okay?
hearing me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I am hearing you.
Yeah. So just what did it mean to Fernando when the Dodgers finally decided to retire his number 34?
What did it mean when they decided to retire his jersey?
It was an overdue thing, and I am so glad, so pleased to see that the Dodgers decided to retire his number. The people were asking for years and years and years, what happened? Why the Dodgers are not retiring Fernando's number? Please, please, please. And finally, the Dodgers decided to do that and decided to put his name in the Ring of Honor at Dodger Stadium. And it was a relief for me because I wanted to have him there because he deserved that.
Jaime Jarrín, the voice of the Dodgers for nearly 7 decades, a Hall of Famer in his own right, and of course the man who served as Fernando Valenzuela's interpreter when Fernando made his incredible debut back in 1981. Jaime, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for giving us your time today.
Thank you, sir.
A pleasure. Thank you very much to you. Thank you for having me with you.
Of course.
Wow.
Of course.
Jorge, how come you didn't say something, man? Jump in there. That's your guy. Come on.
Well, it's funny.
He's
so
over there
Jorge,
fanboying. Get in there and say something.
Allow me to tell a quick story about you.
Sure.
When Jaime came in the studio for the first time.
Yeah.
The look on
Did he
Jorge's
freak out?
face, it was like seeing somebody that isn't a real, like, I'd never had the pleasure to meet Vin Scully, to speak to Vin Scully. I guarantee you, had I walked into a room and saw Vin Scully in the room, I would look just like Jorge.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you guys were doing a thing, I think Rotolo was here.
Yeah.
Like, you guys were doing a thing for Rotolo. He's back there. And I walk in, we have the little locker room back there, so I drop off my headphones. By the time I come out, he's sitting in the couch right across from me, and him and Jorge are sitting there. And then I just see him, and I see Travis with Oral, and Jorge and Jaime are having their, having conversation.
Jaw drops.
Yeah, and I just approached him, and I was like, hey, just,
That's awesome.
pleasure to meet you, and, both of you, and I just...
And so dignified. Like,
Yeah.
it's like he's dressed very nicely. He looks great. And it's like I don't know if I'm allowed to go over and say something
Regal,
to you.
right?
Yeah, regal.
Presidential.
Regal.
Yeah, regal.
Those are the right words for sure. All right, let's talk about what we saw at Crypto.com last night. Let's talk a little bit about the Laker debut. I think there was a ton of things to get pretty excited about. Specifically, well, I'll tell you next. That's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland.
Greg, they don't call me Johnny Baseball for nothing.
That's exactly. Every time I think of what you're really good at, it's baseball.
Yep. The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cap. So you get this letter from the Department of Water and Power with 2 big bold words, high usage. And you don't really know what to do about it, but you kind of have an idea of who you can blame. So you go knock on your daughter's door and you go, hey, would you stop showering for 45 minutes twice a day? And then you go to your son and say, would you please stop washing your car 3 times a week? And then you continue with your life until you get another one of these beautiful letters that says high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab. You don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Water Boy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Water Boy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Water Boy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
Looking for courtside experience at the comfort of your home? Follow The Lake Show on Instagram. Experience highlights with angles straight from the floor. See your favorite players flex their personalities. Find out what happens behind the scenes through Instagram stories and learn the ins and outs of Lakers basketball. Stay locked in all season long. Tap into Lakers on Instagram now. Let's go, Lake Show.
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Join 710 ESPN and Children's Dental Fun Zone for a smile-worthy celebration on Sunday, October 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. as the doors open to Children's Dental Fun Zone in Colton. Kids can dress up in their favorite costume and visit the trunk or treat. Parents meet the doctors and staff and enjoy food, games, raffles, and giveaways. 1280 East Washington Street in the city of Colton. Visit their Instagram at CDF Zone or visit their website, cdfzone.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play, like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tended to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
De los 16 néctares me queda mi favorito es chabacano.
Of all 16 Kern's nectars, Fernando's favorite is strawberry.
No, apricot.
No. Apricot.
Apricot.
It's so good.
Yeah, every time I watch the
Kern's, right?
Yeah,
Kern's.
Yeah,
okay.
he did a commercial for Kern's Nectar.
Yeah.
I remember. I think he showed up. I've talked about this. Do you remember the Baseball Bunch on TV as a kid?
The Baseball Bunch.
It was hosted by Johnny Bench.
Yeah.
And the San Diego Chicken would show up. Tommy Lasorda
Not
would
top
show
of
up.
mind, no, Baseball Bunch.
It was on in syndication, and a bunch of little kids in jeans would be playing at like a park, and Johnny Bench would be running a practice, and then all of a sudden, like the most famous baseball players of the time would show like, wait, why is Fernando Valenzuela showing up here? Why is Ozzie Smith or Tommy Lasorda? It was just it was great.
The logo sounds or looks familiar.
If you saw it, it might bring back.
I'm looking
some
at it right now.
memories.
Yeah, it looks familiar, but maybe I'm mixing the Bad News Bears with it. Who knows?
Well, it was a lot like that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, very, very sincere thank you to Jaime Jarrín for giving us some time on a day that I'm sure is difficult for him and his family. Shout out to Jorge as well for facilitating that, and my pals at Rotolo for making that happen. So
what a guess. Yes.
Thank you guys. Appreciate that a great deal. So last night, Lakers win their opener. First time in a while that they've won their opener.
Julius Randle was on the Lakers. D'Angelo Russell was also on the Lakers. It's 2016.
That's crazy.
So glad you led with that. Thank you. Go ahead.
What led with what?
That the
won?
Lakers won.
Yeah, they won.
First and foremost.
It's about we'll get to the other things.
Yeah.
I mean, just
but what's
look over
most
my shoulder.
important here? Yes, the Lakers.
They won. Okay.
Yes.
I'll go a step further.
Okay.
That they won is great because it's pro sports and we turn on a scoreboard, so winning matters.
Yes.
You know what? It mattered a little bit more to me. What it looked like. You know what they looked like?
What?
A functional basketball team
Pretty
that
good,
was
right?
well coached,
Yeah.
that had a plan, that came out of timeouts with a plan.
Didn't turn the ball over.
Didn't turn the ball over. That competed. They didn't play great. They didn't play bad, but DeMarco, I was struck. I was texting with a handful of friends last night. What up, Doc? And we were talking about, like, they wouldn't make any threes. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
They kept competing. There was never, like, lulls. They were very, very engaged last night, and I was really excited to see that.
What old coach said that? He can take his'n and beat yours.
Bum Phillips.
And he can take yours.
They said that about Bum Phillips.
About Bum Phillips.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it is the coach. Sometimes it is the guy. Sometimes it's a breath of fresh air. I was curious to see what sort of buy-in you would get from your veterans, the guys that have been around.
Quite a bit, it looked like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They look like they're having a blast. They're enjoying themselves. There was an intensity about them that we haven't seen in a while.
An energy.
Yeah. Yes.
And with Anthony Davis specifically, who was just phenomenal last night, 36, 16, and 3 blocks. Like, that's MVP, you know what.
He got the MVP chance, too,
Wait,
when he's taking his final free throws.
Look me in the face and say those numbers again.
36, 16, and 3 blocks.
I am not impressed. You know why? You should do this every night.
No, nobody does that every night.
You should
Maybe
do
Will
this
Chamberlain.
every night. Why not? You have that sort of ability.
He does have that sort of
And
ability.
doing it every night starts with night one. And he did
That's
night
what I'm
one.
saying. You should do this every night. And I expect this out of you. That's like saying I'm surprised by LeBron dropping 40.
Yeah.
Why? This is what you do.
Because even for LeBron, 40's not easy.
But,
like that's those numbers are terrific. And it wasn't just the numbers. And I said this to you when we were talking this morning.
Yeah.
Many, many times when you would get an emotional version of Anthony Davis, it felt like he was trying to do that thing.
When
like,
he showed you some emotion.
Well, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to thump my chest or scream or flex or whatever. It's like, okay, cool. But
see right through it.
It didn't feel like last night, he was emotional. It felt authentic.
Yeah.
It felt very sincere. And I'm like, dude, if this guy is like going to do this and he can stay healthy, okay, like that's a game changer.
Sometimes when you have like great players, some of your best players, they're just not great leaders. They're not guys that are going to be the rah-rah. They're just not. And what they're begging, what they're hoping, what they're just praying for is a coach that would do it for them. Motivate this dude. Like, I know exactly why we're not winning. I know exactly why we're a play-in team. But I just can't say it. It's not in me. Like Fernando, I'm just shy. That's not my thing. I'm begging to have a coach that sees it the way I see it and fixes the problem. And when that happens and I ball out, you start to see that passion come right through.
The passion was all over the place last night. He was terrific. When he blocked Gobert on that one, and he was fired, because, again, Gobert's the DPOY, and Gobert's the guy that's the best defensive player.
I hate Gobert.
By the way, you're in line behind 12 million other people.
He has a punchable face, and I can't stand him.
And he's French. And we've been begging. We've been begging for Anthony Davis to take it personally. And I feel like maybe this offseason that he didn't get Defensive Player of the Year, he took it personally. And so maybe and even after the game, him and Anthony Edwards were meeting at the half court and just kind of it wasn't exactly cordial. It was not like it was
confrontational.
Yeah, but it was
yes.
We're equals. If not, I'm better than you. I beat you on my court.
You got to see the starting five because of him and his competitiveness. Edwards. Yeah, it'll make more sense if you saw that. He's competitive as all get out.
I love Ant.
Yeah.
Ant's really fun to watch, and he's got a personality, which is terrific. But for Davis last night to play like that, and to your point, I see what you're getting at. It didn't feel like, I've never seen this before. It was like, oh, my God, that's the best version of him. Let's go. Let's get that more often.
It was more of an indictment on Ham. You had this.
So the list of people that had a bad night last night, I really think there's only one person that had oh my God, bad night.
Okay, go ahead.
Darvin Ham.
Oh, God, yes.
Darvin Ham would...
He
the
and Jeff
Lakers
Fisher should start a
looked
podcast.
so much all of the things you're like, do they even know what they're doing? What are they running right now? Why is he out on the court? What is this? What is that?
Call a timeout.
All of those Darvin Ham things, there are none of them last night.
The little things.
It's little things.
Little things, and just how to fix it and how to make it better. Sometimes it's not. Weren't we always, the last couple of years, looking for the deadline, looking for help?
Yes.
Looking for a player. Who's that third guy? Sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it's just fixing the little stuff. You got enough talent here to win. You got enough talent not to be in the play-in. Let me just tweak. Boom, the car goes faster.
Okay, and tweak. Car goes faster. I'll co-sign that with you. And I do believe in the little things. I think the little things set a tone. I think the little things, if we're gonna wear certain shoes. We're going to tie our shoes. It's corny, but I do think it's meaningful. I really do.
Or
you know what
a
else helps?
cohesive system.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what else helps? I'm going to play my best guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm going to play my best guys in the best places. The lineup that won a bunch of games, I'm going to do that some more. And don't reinvent
not
the
having
wheel.
head up rear definitely helps.
Don't reinvent the wheel. I'm not here to dump on Darvin. Darvin was a nice guy, and get a chance to talk to him a handful of times. He's a very nice guy.
We're not attacking the man. We're
attacking
attacking the problem. There you go.
And the Lakers did not look like they were rudderless last night. They looked like they knew what they were doing.
That's what I mean. It was obvious, right?
Yeah.
Everything changed. And I said this, it was in jest, like he and Jeff Fisher should start a podcast. Because with McVay, it was basically the same guys, but even the practices looked different.
Sure.
And the team got better overnight.
The standard is the standard.
That's what I'm saying. Overnight it happened. So same thing with J.J. Redick. And he's got the voice. And I still stand by this. And this is funny. And if there was ever a war of words between LeBron and J.J. Redick, I'm not sure LeBron comes out on top.
Yes, he does.
J.J. Redick hasn't – he shouted Stephen A. down in his own show. Good luck with that.
I get that.
Yeah.
And you can – I'm not saying that he would back down. I'm saying that it would ultimately not go well for him.
Well, it would just – it'd be the Cold War. But I'm just saying, LeBron wouldn't win in a walk.
You know who else looked like – okay, more please. Dalton Connect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know what he looked like? An NBA player.
15 minutes last night.
He was the right size. He was in the right places. He was moving at the right speed. Like Dalton Connect looked like an NBA player.
5 points, 15 minutes.
Again, it's not like he's going to light the world on fire, but can you use that guy?
Absolutely you can.
Yeah, let's use that guy.
One thing you could maybe say to criticize the Lakers from last night was they didn't make their threes, and they shot a ton of threes. But that's one of the things that might eventually come back more your way. The math problem of it all, that you will make more of these shots. It's the beginning of the season, but they're taking them. And the thing is, they didn't make those shots, and they still handedly beat the Wolves.
No doubt.
A team that we think will be pretty good. And time will tell.
Do you think they're very reliant on one guy? But in basketball, I guess that's possible.
Uncommon in the NBA.
But 41 minutes, 27 points, I'll take that. I'll take that if you're playing against Minnesota.
Sure.
Yeah.
5 of 30 from behind the three-point line so they took a bunch, but they only made 17% of them. That's got to get better. You're not going to win a ton of games taking that many and only making 17%
Davis
of them.
Is allowed to be 1 for 3 from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
Hachimura is not. I need you to be better than 1 for 4.
They're all going to have to be better. You can't shoot 17%.
Just saying. You got to roll.
We covered everything from last night, right?
Yeah.
We get it all?
Max Christie 0 for 3. D'Angelo took 7 3-pointers?
Yeah.
D'Lo took 7 3-pointers last night.
We get it all?
And Austin Reeves was 0 for 5.
Great night for the James family.
Oh, yeah.
It's Zuri's birthday.
No.
It was Zuri's birthday yesterday.
Yeah, wait, I'm still talking about the stuff that matters. Come on. Go ahead.
It's a great night for the James family.
It was a great night for the James family. It was special. Do you think LeBron had the foresight to plan this with the Lakers?
Let's talk about that coming up at 10:45, because if he does, I'm going to need to know the lottery numbers for the next time. Factor Cap is coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Speaking of my pals at Rotolo Chevrolet, not just great folks. They really are. They're friends, and they feel like family, and they've taken care of me many, many times over, including earlier today. And they're going to make you feel like that too. They're going to make you feel like you're a part of the Rotolo family, like you're going to get exactly what you want at exactly the price you want and feel great about it. That's what they do every single day at Rotolo. From Mike Capozio to Eddie to Armando to all the guys out at Rotolo Chevrolet, they are committed to making sure that you have the customer service experience of your lifetime. So whether you're looking at that new Silverado or anything else in the Chevy line, they're going to make you feel great. Right off the 210 freeway, Sierra Avenue exit. You can't miss it at Rotolo Chevrolet. And if Fontana's a little bit out of your neighborhood, go online, rotolochevy.com, ROTOLO, rotolochevy.com. Go see for yourself what all the fun's about. Go see for yourself what a Dealer of the Year 13 years in a row actually looks like. Get yourself out to Rotolo Chevrolet.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office.
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
Count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Coverage of the 2024 World Series on ESPN LA is driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. With next-level tech and safety features, Hyundai Cars and SUVs gives you the confidence to boldly journey wherever life takes you. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or see your SoCal Hyundai dealer today.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bust blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino, located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004-527. Geico 003-871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With over 20 clinics in LA and OC, Game Day Men's Health offers premium services like testosterone therapy, ED treatment, and more to optimize your health. Visit GameDayMen'sLA.com to schedule your free consultation. Get back in the game with Game Day Men's Health.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap right now.
Take it away, producer Emily.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Thanks, Joe.
Buenos dias.
Aloha.
And I think maybe we could use Joe for some of the things I'm mentioning in my Factor Caps.
Oh, do you have some legal issues?
Some potential legal issues.
Okay.
Not my own, but those regarding things that have gone viral. But that's going to be my second
213-747-2000.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so first one I'm going to do is, so a dad was recording a conversation that he was having with his son. His son is, I would venture to say, 8, 9, 10.
Baseball dad.
Oh, what a conversation.
Sorry?
No, go ahead.
So this is in regards to his fantasy team. So this little kid is crying. He's like, hey, buddy, what's wrong? And I'm going to play this clip for you guys, okay?
Buddy, what's the matter?
I'm done with fantasy football.
Why? What happened?
Everything. All my players are getting hurt, and they're like some of the best ones.
Who's hurt now?
Chris Godwin's hurt. Now CeeDee Lamb's Deebo Samuel's in the hospital, and CJ Stroud can't do anything.
CJ Stroud's sucking right now.
And so is Chris.
Hey, we gotta look at the waiver wire and keep it moving. That's all you can do.
All right, if you watch the video, this kid is not faking it. This kid is not putting on a show. This is a real reaction from the kid. So Deebo Samuel responded to the video and said, "I'm okay, buddy." And so he's going to come back. But I feel like we've all been there at some point in time in our life. We've had a team that you loved at 8, 9 years old, that you got really sad that something's happening to it. So my statement is, it's important to learn early that sports hurts. Travis, fact or cap?
Fact. It's going to break your heart. And the reason it breaks your heart is because you care.
Really?
If you didn't care, it wouldn't hurt. Right?
Sports hurts.
It hurts, man. If you sign up for a team, and really, if you do it right, you don't get to change your mind. This is your team. This is who you care about. And by the way, they're going to be bad at certain points. Something bad is going to happen to your favorite player at some point. He's going to blow a big because it happens to everybody. So the sooner you realize that this stuff hurts, the better off you can start to build a scab or a callus and just think that the whole world's ending every day, like me.
Oh my God!
Super fun season.
I'm gonna go cap, man. That's really.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever cried over a team.
I've
when I
never
was
cried
a kid.
over a team, but it hurts like crazy.
And also, this kid's like 8 years old.
That's
okay? He's
trauma.
Not gonna
You shouldn't do this with this kid if he's crying. He's crying over people he doesn't know. You save your tears for your family.
Well, sure.
I mean, you're taking fantasy football way too seriously in your house. If your kid's crying,
I would agree with you that fantasy football, that seems extreme. But if the kid cares, he cares.
And it sounds like his dad is like all over it. Probably has drafts at his house. I'm doing what Dad did. That's a little much for an 8-year-old. Come on.
I think you're a little harsh on me.
I'm just saying. I don't think I ever cried over a team when I was 8 years old.
I've never cried over a team, but there have been times like, what do you mean that's over?
Yeah.
Like it can't end like that.
Well, I don't think. Did you ever bawl when the Dodgers lost? Or that's what I'm saying.
No.
Or like anything like that.
No.
What are we teaching this kid here?
Well, Karen's okay. Crying's all right.
I mean, you have to temper that a little bit.
I think DeMarco just feels like it's not okay to cry. It's
fine to cry. It's fine to cry. It is fine to cry, but I mean, like, you're crying over a fantasy team.
CJ Stroud has not been very good in fantasy. I don't know if you've looked at his numbers or not.
Coming from the guy who's trying to rig the draft.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get my kid with the right coach. Come on. And
right.
Billy's listening, by the way.
What
So,
do you
hi, Billy.
Fact. And, a lot of these World Cup games have hurt me. And I'm like, man, I can't believe it. It's no fue penal. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
No fifth game.
No fifth game, exactly, because of a penalty. And it hurt.
Wow.
It hurt. A penalty that wasn't. But
all right. So this is the next one that's going to maybe involve Joseph S. Normand.
213-747-2000.
Exactly, because he can help anything. So there's this video that's going viral. So it's from Ashbia Natasha. She's on TikTok. This video has 67 million views.
Yikes.
6 million likes, which means it has a lot of engagement. So it's happening to her in this video. She's driving on a parkway in New York, and she has a dash cam. What happens is she's driving along. She's on the phone with her, I'm presuming her husband, boyfriend. Not on the phone, but speakerphone. And a car pulls in front of her, brake checks her. She brakes. She doesn't hit the car. They're at a complete stop now on a busy parkway. Now this car backs into her.
Oh, yeah.
And rams into her car. And then a car behind her comes and picks up the guys. Basically, it's a very intricate insurance fraud.
Yeah.
They get out of the car. The guys look like they're injured.
Sure.
And then they realize there's a dash cam, and they go, oh no. And so, anyway, it's gone mega viral because obviously this is not a new thing. This is something that people do all the time. These people probably are professional insurance fraudsters.
It's their job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you see this video, again, 67 million people have seen this video. They've sold out her dash cam because she said where her dash cam's from because it's a very clear dash cam. This would immediately make you want to get a dash cam. DeMarco, fact or cap?
Oh, fact. I've passed over this video like 4 or 5 times. This has been out all week, right?
I came out 5 days ago.
5 days ago. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I keep hearing about it, and people are talking about all these fraudsters out there. And I'm not a big dash cam guy, but I'm starting to think it might be necessary in this day and age. If you have
especially
professional
in an urban
fraudsters,
city, like LA or New York City.
Yeah, and is California still the law? If it's a rear ender, it's your fault no matter what.
I know that used to be true. I don't know if it still is.
Okay, but if it's a rule, it might still be a rule. Yeah, dash cams may be something you need to have.
Trav?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, put it this way, I'm not going to go to Amazon and order one today, but yeah, that's one of those. No, he backed into me. It's like, no, I didn't.
Prove it.
Like, yeah, exactly. And maybe like if we recreated it with if this were an episode of CSI, like actually the paint would only chip off if you were backed into it as you're going forward. Like I'm sure there's some science nerd that could figure it out, but if I just have the dash cam and I see your reverse lights come on and you ram into me, that's pretty easy.
No, you were right the first time. Call Joseph S. Normand.
Yeah,
let him do
People are
it.
stitching it with like people who work for insurance companies being like, our hands are tied. We can't do something if we don't have images. So she's so thankful she has the images. Jorge, fact or cap?
Fact. You guys know I used to ride a Harley, so I used to have the helmet cam. That helmet cam was a GoPro, and it had a little attachment you can just snap it on there. I took the same attachment after that, and I put it on my dash for my current car. And I haven't used that GoPro in a while, but I do have one. Before I had this car, I was driving Brenda's car for some reason. I was picking something up, and I got rear-ended by somebody. Luckily, that camera was on. So I didn't want to make a big scene. It was nothing crazy, nothing bad. But a AAA guy came over. He's like, hey, man, you guys might want to pull up into the gas station. And then I recorded everything from the lady saying, I'm okay. I was falling asleep. I recorded everything she was saying. And then eventually, I guess her insurance, it was just a mess. But luckily, I had the audio. The audio of this woman saying.
Record all that stuff and then call Joe.
Why don't you just go get a job? If you're going to work that hard to defraud people, that takes some thinking.
I've always thought that takes a lot of time, effort, coordination. Like maybe you put that to better use.
The potential that person doesn't break and you really get injured.
Yeah,
true. You're putting yourself in harm's way for at what cost? All right, so last one for you guys. So I know Beto and I are very excited about this. Today is the finale of Love is Blind. The wedding episodes are today. I have not seen it, so please don't send me any spoilers. I'm probably not going to watch it until after this weekend for a myriad of reasons. But not just Love is Blind. All versions of let's watch these people fall in love. Any version of a reality dating show at all. You find enjoyment out of watching a reality dating show. Jorge, fact or cap?
Cap for 2 reasons. One, I'm not into them, and 2, I happen to work in them, and I kind of know somewhat of the formula of
how the sausage gets made.
Yes, so cap for me.
Trev?
Cap.
Have you ever watched one?
Probably at some point.
Like at the beginning, like a Bachelor
I've run into an episode of The Bachelor or something like that. I don't recall, but I'm sure I have. I don't think it's real. I just flat reject the possibility that it's even 5% real. The entire thing to me seems put on and artificial and uninteresting.
There are several babies that have happened after Love is Blind.
I'm not saying that people don't get horny for each other. I'm saying they don't fall in love on TV.
There's kids listening.
DeMarco?
Kike.
What was wrong with that?
Kike. I'm just saying. What?
You find enjoyment out of reality dating
as soon as
shows.
you said Love is Blind, I tuned you out.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Is this along the same lines as Desperate Housewives? No.
No.
Real Housewives.
Real
Housewives?
Yeah.
So Real Housewives is not the same thing. So this is a
reality show kind of like that, but with lovers and stuff, right?
Yes. What I'm asking about is you like a show where you watch people fall in love, and the purpose of the show is to have them fall in love.
No. Cap. No. I'm with you. No.
I just.
But you like WWE.
I'm just concerned that the word.
Yes, people fight.
Well, fake fight, but sure. I'm just concerned that the line for you was the word horny. Like that's the part that you do.
You said it twice now.
Yeah. Why is
there's kids listening.
Yeah.
If you're in the car, you got to explain what that means now.
I like
it with the children.
Yeah.
Just saying. Wow.
This is a very serpentine road. I'm getting
is.
to know
I
you
like
where this is, where the line is.
Reality. I'm trying to think reality TV. Are you into reality TV at all?
No.
Do you like reality competition shows like The Challenge, like Fear Factor, like Survivor, something where you're watching people compete?
There was that show on Netflix called Physical 100. I thought that was outstanding.
What's that?
It's 100 of the best fitness people, like of all the bodybuilders, CrossFit, whatever. They get together and compete to see who is the fittest on the planet. It's outstanding.
The only reality competition shows I like
the NBA
the cooking ones, and it's not because I care who wins. I want to see what they make. If I want to try to make something like that,
there's something you can get from it.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Would you prefer to watch like Ina Garten over like a chopped or?
They're all the same to me.
Okay.
I'm just looking for
the
I never
recipes.
thought of putting that with that, or that's how you do that. That's how you make that thing look like the thing.
I used to. So when I was a camp counselor, one of my kids was. She was a finalist on MasterChef Junior.
Oh, cool!
And it was. I went back after because I didn't watch the show before. I was her camp counselor, and I watched it afterwards. I'm like, goodness gracious, you're the same girl, both in and out. They called her Hurricane Avery for a reason.
Oh, okay.
I did watch Hell's Kitchen for a minute.
Yeah,
but that was more for him.
Yeah,
he's an interesting personality, but again, like I love when I'm like, that's how you make that potato open up like that. Like that is a eureka moment.
Look how off the salmon.
Now I've got it.
What I like is when he goes. Puts 2 pieces of bread on the side of this guy's head. It's like, look at this, an Indian sandwich.
Yes, an Indian
sandwich.
That's
what I like.
Yeah, we're watching it for the exact opposite reasons. Like that's the part I'm like, fast forward. Oh, look. Now, why did he cut the fish like that?
Rewind.
Like,
Rewind.
It's very, very
Master
different.
Chef. That's what they call it in Spanish.
Factor Cap is brought to you by the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. You have many choices in your legal team, but family always comes first with Joe. Call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. Of course, you can go online at normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000. A big night for the James family. Next, it's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Stop laughing.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
So this new dose is, well, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
The Jarrín Foundation is inviting you to join us and ESPN Radio at our charity golf tournament, Monday, October 28th at the San Gabriel Country Club, to raise funds for scholarships. To date, we've given $138,000 in assistance, and we want to give more. Go to JarrínFoundation.org and click the banner at the top. Join the likes of Nomar, Sean Green, Mickey Hatcher, and others. Tune in to ESPN 710 for all the fun on the 28th. JarrínFoundation.org and click the banner at the top. See you there.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up this fall because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show, now mornings 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Hey.
Or can they make you run?
Well, it's interesting. We can talk about that. You're thinking about
the LA Marathon. Do you have to run?
There's a time cap. You have to. They clear the course after a certain amount of time. I do know that.
And is it one of those marathons that you have to qualify for?
No.
Okay.
It's open.
It's open.
It's open.
I looked. There's an open registration. There's a bunch of different ones, but I didn't see anything where you have to run.
There's usually a time limit.
There's a maximum time allowed to finish before they clear the course.
You can clear it, but I'm going to finish the damn course. Yeah, I'm going to.
I don't know if the finish line will be up or they'll hand you your medal or that.
What is that? 27 miles? 26?
26.2.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it.
All right, so the time limit for the LA Marathon is 6 hours and 30 minutes.
We can beat 6 hours.
I couldn't.
How many? 6 hours and what?
30.
30 minutes. 6.5 hours.
So that's a run walk. We can
That's
run
a run
walk. Let's
That's
run
a run
walk. We can do it, Trav.
You've talked me into a lot of things.
We can do it.
You don't have to go to work on that one. That's.
We'll get a trainer. We'll get a training room.
Here's the thing.
We'll get weekly massages.
This is the essence of Travis Rogers.
No, above board massages.
No. I don't like a massage. I know you're a fan. It's not my jam.
Pedicures.
Here's the operating, like if we all come with software from the factory, the operating principle of the Travis software is avoid pain.
Okay.
If I train to do a marathon, I would be in agony for months.
Okay, what about the party afterwards? When we cross the finish line,
I can still show
we'll
up
have
to
a
the party.
Travis and DeMarco party. We'll have a bash.
Can I still come to the party even if I don't run?
No.
Can we just cheer you on?
Yeah.
Come on.
From various
I will
points.
be your hype squad.
Come on, you got to run it with me. All right. Anyway,
We'll be like DeAndre with a sign. You can do this, honey.
No, you're running with me. There's a group part where you can get together. You could actually have a team.
I know.
I'm thinking we should do a team. See, we can all do it together.
Keep trying me. We'll see.
Okay,
we'll
there
see.
you go.
Good night for the James. Great night for the James family.
Yes, it
It
was.
was LeBron's daughter's 10th birthday. She was cute as a button last night, sitting in the stands cheering on her brother and her dad. It was great to see the family, big smiles on their faces.
What a moment for them.
What a moment for them.
Yeah. What a moment for them. I mean, seriously. I mean,
no, I'm not being
Laker
smug.
fandom aside for a second, just think about that in relation to your own family. We always want the best for our kids, and we always want our kids to see us as their heroes and live up to that. So there's dad preaching this could happen. Someday, you're going to be my teammate. Dad, you're just whistling Dixie. No. I mean, seriously, if you dedicate yourself to this, if you do X, Y, and Z.
You think he saw this coming years ago.
I'm just saying, if he whispered this into Bronny's ear from birth on, someday you're going to be my teammate. And then it actually happens. Yeah. Think about that. Don't you want that for your family? Wouldn't you want to be that guy? Wouldn't you want to be that kid?
I'm not trying to be too philosophical here.
Yeah.
I want them to be safe and happy. That's it. The rest of it is I want them to be safe and happy.
It's linked,
Yeah.
right? The safest place for my daughter, both of them, is right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so LeBron is bringing his kid to work every day. That's what it's the same feeling you have. He's right there. I can mentor him. I'm going to take him through the worst part of your life right now.
I'm very happy that they got to experience that. I'm very happy that LeBron is still the athlete that he is to be able to make something like that happen for his son, because that's what happened.
True.
That LeBron is still such a force of talent and personality and charisma and money generation that you need to make sure he gets what he wants.
Yeah.
And that's what he wanted. And that's fine. And I think that they handled it perfectly last night. Put him in the game towards the end of the second half, or the end of the second quarter, I should say. Played 3 or 4 minutes, didn't have much impact on the game one way or the other. We can talk about whether or not he looked like he belonged. I did not think he looked like he belonged, but he's a rookie. He's a kid, all this other stuff. But this was much more of a function of let's give LeBron what he wants. Let's get it done. Let's check the box. And by the way, I thought the Lakers did a great thing of that's it. Let's go win the game. Let's check this box. Let's do it. Let's go win the game. They did. They looked good doing it. LeBron looked good, et cetera, et cetera. But now that we've done this, I would like this to very quickly fade away.
Or quietly fade away.
Yes.
Yeah, just fade
quickly
away.
and quietly.
And go back to the way things should be in pursuit of a championship, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Not about LeBron James and his kid. I mean, 2 minutes and 41 seconds. That's what he paid last night.
Yeah, it was fine.
How can you hate on that?
I'm not.
Who's hurt by his playing less than 3 minutes? No one.
Timberwolves went on a 7-0 run when he was in the game. Just throwing that out there.
See, you had to do that, didn't you?
I know. I'm just saying. You said who was hurt. Well, you could make the argument the Lakers were.
Okay.
But again,
or someone else who could have gotten time. But
okay, Jalen Hood-Schifino didn't play. Maxwell Lewis and Cam Reddish.
I'm not saying that
we're okay.
It was no big deal. I'm really not. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. You were answering my question.
You looked at Dalton Connect and you're like, oh yeah, sure. Let's see more. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Shoot. And again, he didn't light it, but it's like that looks. And then you watch Bronny. It's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It was a very different viewing experience.
It did kind of crystallize my whole thought on this thing, LeBron playing with his kid. I think we had it wrong. We were looking at Bronny, and he doesn't deserve this and X, Y, and Z. Most of that is fair and true. I think this is another notch in the gun belt of LeBron.
Of course it is.
That you
That's
lasted this long.
That's what I've been saying
that you
for
were so
months.
viable and still a great player at this age that you can stay in this league long enough for your son to be your teammate.
Well, yes, and that's what I've been saying with one additional thing. He has enough juice, gravitas, power, whatever you want to twist arms to say you're going to do this,
or not even twist arms. And this is what I want.
I don't even have to twist your arm. You know you're going to do it. All I have to do is say, it'd be cool, and they're like, hey guys, let's make sure. Like if you're paying attention and your boss says something, oh man, I love the bagel from this one place. You'd probably be pretty dumb not to bring those bagels in at some point.
Or at least when you see them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Take care of the people that you need to take care of. Make sure that people know that, you want that? I'll take care of that for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be an explicit ask. I think that's the most extraordinary part of the story, what you're saying, that LeBron still demands, earns, and deserves that sort of servicing.
Yeah.
Is incredibly impressive.
I wonder what she's going to be.
The daughter?
Yes. After seeing that, my dad and my brother are playing for the Lakers. So imagine what you have to do to get noticed in that house. Right.
I'm sure she'll do whatever she wants to do.
That's what I'm saying, and it's going to be awesome. Yes.
I'm just going to leave that right there. NFL picks against the spread. We're doing it a day early because Emily's abandoning us tomorrow. That's coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normand.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. The law office of Joseph S. Normand.
With over 20 clinics in LA and Orange County, Game Day Men's Health helps optimize your health with testosterone therapy, ED treatment, and more. Text ESPN 710 to 406-426-3329 to find a clinic near you and schedule your free testosterone consultation.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station. And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Emily, I don't know if you remember or not, but there's a rule that we do when we pick against the spread that after 8 weeks, if somebody's too far in last, we start over.
Oh,
really?
You're going to start the season over? Look at you.
We're all 0-0.
0-0.
We're starting it over.
Season starts
Tear
today.
up the records. Right. Here's where we are through the first
Love it.
7 weeks of the season. We're doing this today because the Rams play tomorrow, so we need to get these on the books.
4 for the Rams, right?
Yeah. What's the scoring update?
Yeah.
Emily is our new leader.
Oh, no.
By a
Jorge.
39.
Who cares, dog? Who cares?
You cared last week.
Her Benihana meal is looking possible at this point. Jorge is right on her heels, 38. You're right there, too. 34.
34.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're only 5
Where's
points
Travis?
out of the lead. Don't worry about what I
Oh,
heard.
come on, bro.
Keep
Wow.
my name
You
out of
keep
your
leaving
mouth.
yourself
15
out.
points
Come on.
behind.
I'm gonna peek.
22.
Wow.
You're only a couple of perfect weeks away.
With you guys taking zeros.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not just that I could get hot,
off.
but it doesn't matter as much. All right, so let me see here real quick. Who went first last week? Emily did. Jorge, you're going first this week.
Niners are my 4.
No, we'll get to
Again?
that. You don't get to pick that. You're picking tomorrow night's game first. Minnesota in L.A. against the Rams. Rams are 3-point home underdogs. What do you got?
Give me Minnesota at my 4.
Minnesota.
Wow.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Rams because I take the Rams.
Yeah. At
1.
So if they win, if they pull the upset, you're only getting 1 point.
Right.
You got to risk more than that.
Not if
I'm
I
right
don't
with
think
you.
they're going to win.
Hey, it's his pick. Yeah, you get your
I'm
pick.
just saying. Yeah. We're going to pick the same team. I'm picking the Rams, but I'm thinking if they pull the upset, I want the max number of damage.
Sure. And if you also want to mitigate the damage if they don't win.
Okay, so who else is on the list?
We're going to do New Orleans and the Chargers, Kansas City and Vegas, and Rutgers and SC.
I'll take the Rams as my 3.
Rams as your
3, yeah.
DeMarco. M.
All right, so I'm going to play a little defense because I feel like this game is going to be weird because Vikings on a short week.
Yep.
After playing the Lions, I don't even know if the Vikings will win this game, but I saw that Jorge took the 4 and you took the 1, which doesn't really matter because I don't really think about you, but Vikings at 4.
Vikings at 4, okay.
You know, you hurt my feelings.
And I have been right about the Rams the past couple of weeks.
She's
and
trying
against
to Don
the
Draper
Rams.
me. I don't think
bit.
about you at all.
Little bit.
Very, very cruel. Very.
I am rewatching
mean
Mad Men,
spirited.
actually.
Brian Flores again. That's all I got to say. Okay.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
He knows what he's doing. All right, I bat lead off in this one. It's the Saints coming to town to take on the Chargers. Chargers are 7-point home favorites. DeMarco, do you remember what I said about the Chargers last week?
What'd you say about the
I
Chargers?
never picked them right. Pick them to win, they don't.
They
Pick them
lose.
to cover, they don't. Pick them as the other team. I can never get them right. I got them wrong again last week against Arizona.
There's no way you're picking the Saints.
They look so bad, the Saints do.
The Saints,
The
yes.
Saints do. It's 7. That's a lot of points in the NFL, but I'm still going to do it anyway. Give me the Chargers at 2. You're next.
I'll take Chargers at 4.
Chargers at
Are they
4.
going to start Rattler again?
They signed somebody else. No, that was I don't know is the short answer.
Let me look that up, but I'll take the Chargers at 4. New Orleans looks like they're
ready to go.
Not a mess,
Yeah.
but close.
They're getting close to that point.
All right, so for the reasons why you said that you were wary about it, I'm going to take the Saints. 7's a huge spread. Chiefs are not blowing anybody out right now. They can't catch a ball to save their lives.
It's the Chargers.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Sorry. Chargers can't catch a ball to save their lives. And, Kamara signed a 2-year deal. Maybe it'll give a little bump, and maybe he can get going. So I'm going to take my Saints at the 3.
Saints at 3. Jorge.
I'm going with the Chargers at 3.
Chargers. Oh, that's a big one for Em if she hits that. That's a big
Ding,
swing.
ding.
That's a big swing. All right, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. DeMarco, you're first. Chiefs at Raiders. Raiders, the rare double-digit home underdog, 10-point underdog at home.
Dang, I should have. Okay, I'll take the Chiefs as my 2.
Chiefs at 2.
I
That's a
could've
lot of points.
I could have switched that, but that's okay. I'll take it. Chiefs at 2.
Emily.
Chiefs at 2.
All right. Let me explain why I'm not taking the Chiefs. Chiefs are the last unbeaten team. You're going to have to lose a game at some point in time in the year. I'm not saying the Chiefs are going to lose this game. I don't think that at all. But it's a divisional game. Divisional games are rarely blowouts. And if they are ever, it's maybe the Chiefs and the Raiders. But I think it's going to be closer than 10 points. I think it's going to be a 7-point, 3-point game. The Chiefs are playing one-possession games pretty much against everybody except for maybe the 49ers last week. But I'm taking Raiders at my 1, though.
Raiders at 1. Jorge.
I'll take the Chiefs at 2.
Chiefs at 2. Okay.
You just threw the dice out there, didn't you?
I'm gonna swag, maybe swag system, baby. I don't
love it.
pick. I just pick on whatever.
Didn't even shake them.
Yeah,
I'll
just
take
go
them too.
I hate the 10 points. I hate it. It's so big. The Chiefs haven't been blowing people out, but I can't pick the Raiders.
No.
The Raiders, the other team I get wrong.
Did you
every
see
time.
Minshew?
KC at the 4. Let's go all the way to the top. Last game, M, you're picking first. It's our only college game on the board. SC at home, 14-point favorites against the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers.
And maybe this will be the last time that we pick a USC game, judging by if they lose or win this game. I think that, USC at their close practice. Who knows if they're going to change up their quarterback position. I think that if they're going to beat out any team, they should beat out Rutgers. I'm taking USC at 2.
Jorge.
I'll give you USC at 1.
Rutgers.
You're taking Rutgers? Come on, man.
Everything that she just said, I agree with. Everything that she just said, we said last week, and they lost. And I know this is at home.
Points.
I get it. I picked SC, I think, every week this season, and I don't think I've got them right yet. So I'm sure this is the week that
don't bet with your heart.
I'm not. SC stinks. And they're losing, and that's a lot of points.
They can't be lose to Rutgers.
But they also blew out Utah State earlier this year.
Utah State. Rutgers lost to UCLA, so they're not good. Okay, they lost to UCLA.
Okay, right.
Take Rutgers. What do you got?
I got to take SC at 1. Come on. If they lose to Rutgers, you shouldn't have to fire him. He should just quit.
You said the exact same thing about Maryland.
But this is after losing to Maryland.
When does it's the same thing. We said that after this.
I said after Maryland, buzzards are circling.
Right.
You lose there. If you lose
buzzards
again on this weekend with everything going in Los Angeles and Fernando Mania we're talking about, and you lose then, don't come back to work.
But the thing is, he doesn't have to lose. They just don't have to cover for Travis to be right.
It shouldn't even be close.
Points.
14, Maryland, Minnesota. Not only did they not cover, they lost.
You're messing up the brand, homeboy. What are you doing?
It's already messed. It's already
God.
messed. There you go. Hopefully we can I need to make a run, or else I'm going to be wearing a costume, and I don't even want to think about what that might look like.
Live in that world. You're going to be wearing the costume.
I know.
You know this.
It's probably going to happen. Let's make it a good costume. So the reason we did our picks today is because the Rams play tomorrow. Cooper Kupp's name all over the rumor sheet yesterday about where he might go. The speculation was that the Rams were the ones making the calls, saying, hey, anybody want Cooper Kupp? We will eat some of the money, but we want a second round in return. So far, no bites, and I can understand why. Devontae Adams, 3rd-round pick at DeAndre Hopkins today, 4th-round pick. A 2nd-round pick for a player that's missed as many games for Cooper Kupp. That's a very high price.
Apparently with the Chiefs, it was that the Rams weren't willing to take enough chunk out of Cooper Kupp's contract in order for the Chiefs to take him.
Hopkins makes more sense in Kansas City.
For
KC. I think they need something a little more explosive. If anything, he is that over Cooper Kupp. Route running, whatever, blocking, I think Cooper Kupp may have that on him. But he's a bigger part of this offense. But for what they need, it may make more sense for DeAndre Hopkins. And funny about this, how does that stuff get out? Like, who knew the Rams were making phone calls? Did the Rams tell them that? Or somebody they were talking to put that out there?
Could be
the Rams
either one.
called about Cooper Kupp.
Who stands to benefit?
Well, it's just funny. Like, if the Rams put that out with Cooper in the building, how do you think that makes him feel?
Yeah, it's a great
that
question.
We're shopping you. So how does that news break? So I'm assuming it came from the other end.
In this particular scenario, it probably comes from somebody that knows Jay Glazer, Adam Schefter, all of those guys, Diana Rossini, and they say, I got a couple. What are they asking for? Oh, they're asking for this. We're never going to do that. Like, because maybe they're trying to get the price to go down. They're trying to get a better deal for their end, but there are no secrets, right? If more than one person knows, there are no secrets.
But everything is strategic when you put it out there.
Yeah,
and I just saw the Pivot podcast. They had Trent Richardson on there, the running back, and he was telling them how much it hurt him when he got traded. It's stuff you never hear. Like, he was like, I gave it all for this team. I'm playing with broken ribs. I got a high ankle sprain, and I'm doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I get traded. And it took all the energy out of him. I'm like, so how does that news get out? And here's a guy in Cooper Kupp that's working his butt off to get back on the field to help you.
Yep.
And then the news leaks that you're being shopped.
I'm sure it never feels anything other than bad, but you also know that pro sports is pro sports, and this is always a possibility.
Right, especially when those same couple of guys are out there watching you, saying how much they need you, and then you're being shopped. So I'm like, where did the news come from?
The other side.
And this is what Cooper said yesterday. Again, this is what he says to the media. It doesn't mean what he feels or what his reaction was instantly when he heard about him being traded or potential trade. He says, I take a lot of pride in giving everything I can for the guys in this building and being able to step up on the field, knowing that I'm prepared the best I can. And for 7.5 years, I've been an LA Ram, and I've taken that approach every single day. And whatever happens outside of that, I've got to control what I can control. And right now, it means being the best LA Ram that I can be.
Yeah,
so
you got kids. They're in school. Yeah, they bought a house here.
It stinks,
and you're gonna. I'm trying to get back.
Yeah, it stinks.
And you want to trade me? Wait, hold on.
Look, man. Name the list of guys that have played for one team their whole career. It's a pretty short list.
Oh, I know,
but it doesn't happen very often.
But just like Fernando and his impact, there are guys that are different. Cooper is one of those guys to this team. He means a lot to this franchise. Yeah. He means a lot to this city. How many receivers do you know that caught the game-winning touchdown pass for the LA team here? How many?
Him.
One. Yeah. Him. That's what I'm saying. So some guys,
I'm not trying. He doesn't cut through like that. He's a great player.
Yeah,
He is a great, great player. He might be one of the great wide receivers in Rams history.
It may not cut through for the rest of the world. I'm talking in the building.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I get that. And I'm not saying it would be easy to do it, but that's the job. The job is to at least consider doing it. I'm not saying you got to pull the trigger.
To me, that would be disrespectful if you trade him mid-season.
And I understand why you think that way, and I'm not even telling you you're wrong, but I also understand why they're sitting in a room saying, hey, look, if we can get what we want to get, we're going to do this.
You do that in the offseason.
Yeah. Okay.
You do that when everyone's out of the room.
But what if you can't get that price? What if, and again,
then
what we're talking about.
Yes.
No, but what if they get what they want? What if they do get a second-round pick coming back? That's one of those,
even
it's
if
still
you
disrespectful.
Even
you're
if
still
you fleece
money.
a team and you get a first-rounder back, it's still going to suck.
Sure. But I also got a first rounder, and I have to do that.
It makes it suck a little bit less, but still, there are some guys you don't do that to.
Here's the good news.
Because what message does that send if you're a young guy if you're Jared Verse?
Can I tell you what it sends to me?
Your locker is underneath the picture of Cooper Kupp catching the game-winning touchdown pass in Los Angeles.
Yep.
And they trade him.
The message it would give me is this is pro sports, and the second they can find somebody that can do it for less and cheaper, that I'm going to move.
Or then it sends the wrong message.
Perhaps, but anybody that thinks that we're here because we all love each other is not paying attention.
Well, other teams do. Other teams care. The Steelers care. The Ravens care.
Yeah, but guys move.
The Cowboys care.
Guys move all the time.
But they don't do that to their guys. Cooper Kupp is one of your guys. That's what I'm saying.
If somebody knocked on your door and offered you triple the price of your house, you're going to think about it. Yeah, and that's what a second-round pick for him might actually be. It might be triple the going rate.
And you know who also didn't do that is the Patriots for a long time under Bill Belichick. They moved a year early instead of a year
earlier.
late.
There's times you do this to guys like him, and mid-season ain't one of them.
I'm with you, and I'm not saying that they should do it for anything less than what they're asking for. I'm saying they're not going to get it. They kind of had the best of both worlds. If you really didn't want to do it, but it's like, we have to at least throw some bait in the water to see what comes back.
Oh, yeah.
I know they're not even close. They're offering 5th, 6th round picks. Okay, we'll just keep them, and if we need to adjust, we'll adjust.
Yeah,
in the offseason.
And I have a short list of people that you can't do that, or you should not do
I
this
get that.
to.
And
he's on that list.
I agree with you. He's on that list for sure.
But I have a question. So, Matthew Stafford, there was rumors even this past offseason about being connected to trade some way, but never really fully materialized. It was more rumors. But if you're Cooper, how can you put this back into the box? How can you be like, hey, say they win tomorrow, and it's a great game, and everyone plays really well. He stays with this team this year, plays really well the rest of the year, but you can't really put him back to the box that they were trading.
With him, I bet it's over the minute it happened.
It's pro sports.
That's
you
business.
Have to be able to put it back in the box.
And they didn't do it.
You can't get in your feeling. When it comes time to renegotiate, then you can say, hey, you guys tried to trade me, and you guys can go get bent. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You don't love me, I don't love you. That's fine, but you got to go into this stuff with your eyes open. You got to know that even if you are a legend of the team, and he certainly is, your name is coming up in that back room. And if you don't think it is, you're not paying attention.
Part of negotiation. Okay, so we put it out there. We put it out there to trade you, and we can only get a 5th in return. So when we get to the offseason and I ask you to take a pay cut, this is your precursor.
Yeah.
This is your market.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to insult you. No. I'm trying to keep you here.
Right. I love you, but I don't love you at that price.
We got to do
by the
this
way, if you
to do
think
that.
You can do better out there. I'm telling you, you're not, but good luck with that.
That's how you do it, yes.
Hey, give us a call right now, 877-710-3776, 877-710-ESPN, and you got a chance to win the Ultimate Game Day prize pack from Hollywood Park Casino, which includes this Sunday's tailgate party passes at the casino, game day tickets to SoFi, Hollywood Park Casino, park, party, and play. You need to be 21 or older to win. That number again, 877-710-ESPN. They got to know their Rams trivia, yes?
Oh, yeah.
All right, know your Rams trivia. Pay attention to the question. 877-710-ESPN. That's next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
We ask Californians why they don't vote. And the number one reason? They feel their vote doesn't count. But nothing could be further from the truth. Your vote isn't just a piece of paper. It's a powerful tool that shapes the world around you. And in turn, your health. Your health is way more than just diet and exercise. It's the air you breathe, the food, green spaces, and jobs available in your neighborhood, and your access to quality health care. You have a say in all of this. When you cast your ballot, you're voting for cleaner air, better access to nutritious food, more green spaces, good jobs and reduced stress, quality schools, and healthcare that's accessible and affordable for all. Your elected officials determine funding, pass laws, and shape policies that influence your health and the health of your entire community. The voting period has already begun and ends November 5th. For more information on how your vote impacts your health, visit myvotemyhealth.org.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. In fact,
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the Ultimate Game Day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park, party, and play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow @Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Perennial Law, here to tell you about a newer sponsorship deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Perennial Law. And there's never any upfront fees. They collect when you collect. And for the record, their win-loss record puts them in the top of the standings. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check that your guests like spicy first before serving Atomic Hot Wings.
Who's hungry?
Oh my gosh.
What are these?
You don't like them? Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Water.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Okay, so as promised, you got a chance to win the Ultimate Game Day Prize Pack from Hollywood Park Casino, which includes tomorrow's tailgate party at the casino. Tickets to that, passes to that. Game day tickets to SoFi as well. Hollywood Park Casino, park, party, and play. All right, here is your question. Through the first 7 weeks of the season, 6 weeks of the season, 6 games of the season, 7 weeks of the season, who leads the Rams in receiving yardage? Okay, who is the Rams' leading receiver so far this season? We're going to start in Alhambra with Kevin. Kevin, you are up first. Who leads the Rams in receiving yardage?
Tutu Atwell.
Ding, ding, ding. 1 for 1. There you go. That's the right answer.
And that's
Kevin,
a dang shame, ain't it?
Stay on the line, and Emily will make sure that you get everything that you need, because here's what you got. The Game Day Prize Pack from Hollywood Park Casino includes tickets to the tailgate party tomorrow at Hollywood Park Casino, game day tickets to SoFi, Hollywood Park, park, party, and play. Congratulations to Kevin from Alhambra.
Park, party, and play.
Yes.
I want to see if I can say that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the shame of it is not that Tutu Atwell is your leading receiver.
I know what you mean.
Because I like Tutu Atwell. Mm-hmm. I think he's an asset to the football team. He's got something you can't teach. He's got speed.
He's fast.
He's very, very fast, and he's very, very sudden. The shame of it is I thought it would be Demarcus Robinson. That's the shame of it.
Well, the shame of it is that it's not Puka or Kupp. That's the real shame of it, right?
So Cooper Kupp has been inactive since September 22nd.
Puka
Nacua has
game.
been inactive since September 15th. Yeah. I would have thought back then that Demarcus Robinson would see an increase in targets and receptions, and none of that has happened.
No.
It's actually gone the other way.
Yeah, he's been, for a guy that if you just would have said, hey, Puka and Kupp are both out in weeks 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that has to step up and carry the load? Demarcus Robinson would have been the answer, and it hasn't happened.
I said the same thing about Robert Woods when he was in Buffalo, when the Rams first took him.
Yeah.
I don't know how good this kid could be because of who was throwing to him. So if you give him a quarterback, I don't know. And then, boom, he was better than we thought.
Yeah.
I thought the same of Demarcus Robinson. I thought he would absolutely have some explosive games by now. And I thought that it was only a matter of targets, that if you gave him half of the targets you gave Kupp or Puka, that he would have the same sort of numbers. It just has not happened yet.
DeMarco, refresh my memory. The guy from the Bears, Allen Robinson.
Yes. Oh, my God. That's even worse.
Allen Robinson was a number 1 wide receiver in Chicago and put up big numbers.
Yes.
And the Rams go out and acquire him, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work at all. DeMarcus Robinson has never really been a number 1 wide receiver, but there was always what you just said. Hey, give him the real quarterback. Give him an opportunity to get more targets, et cetera, et cetera. Be interesting to see what he might be able to do. Hasn't really happened for him. Why are some guys, like in Allen Robinson's case, really good in one spot, and Matthew Stafford's clearly the best quarterback he ever played with, and they didn't connect. And then you got a guy like Demarcus Robinson who, through circumstances, gets elevated to that number 1 wide receiver spot, and he doesn't have an impact on these games. How come?
My guess. Okay, so relating it to the same position I play, defensive line. So you got 4 guys. There's a left end, left tackle, right end, correct? Guys like Aaron Donald, guys like me, we can play both sides. I can be left, I can be right, just depends on which side you want me to attack from.
Yep.
There are some guys, edge guys, that can only attack from the left. There are certain guys that can only attack from the right.
Okay.
Because they're just not well-rounded. I'm assuming the same thing happens to receivers. All I know is X, like the X receiver spot.
Right.
This is where I play. This is where all the stuff makes sense. This is where the game slows down. If you leave them at X, they'll be effective for you. Problem is, this is the NFL. I need you to be the Y. I need you to be the Z. I need you to go in motion. But that's not my bailiwick. I don't care about that. This is what we need from you. So sometimes when you ask guys to do more than they're prepared or able to do, you lose them completely.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you better know what you're getting before you go out and do it. Like, you better know he's one of those guys that can only play X, or one of those guys that can only come off the edge from the right side. You can't get that guy and then say, oh, hey, by the way, we're going to put you on the left. It's like, I don't do that.
Right. We're going to struggle with that. I mean, he was not expected to be that guy. He was expected to be the supplementary pick or player outside of Puka and Cooper Kupp, and mix in him and Tutu Atwell. But same as this show, right? You and I talking, Emily back there talking. We cannot do what Jorge does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not a chance.
Not at all. Absolutely. And without him, it don't go. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So certain guys, if you move them from their comfort zones, they go the other way. Some people flourish. Some people shrink.
That's like one of like Robert Woods is a great example of that. Put him wherever you want.
Yeah, anywhere.
Just put him wherever you want. X, Y, Z. Great.
Yeah.
Got it.
Running backs are like that. Quarterbacks are like that. I mean, receivers are definitely like that, especially in this offense where every single play that comes in off the sideline has 3 options.
Yeah.
And you've got to know everything inside of 20 seconds.
That's pretty quick.
Very quick.
With 20 seconds, and I got 3 different things that might come up. Okay. And by the way, I got to see it the same way you see it.
Yes. Oh, he changed it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And as I'm running, it's like that's one of the things, well, you know, if he does this, then we're going to do that. Well, you and I need to see it the same way, because I didn't think he was going to do that. Well, that's what I thought he was going to do. We need to see it the same.
That's why I told Maurice and JB. Stafford threw it to DeMarcus Robinson. No, he threw it at him.
Yeah.
That's an angry throw.
Hot and Cold is coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. How about this, DeMarco? Tomorrow night in our game, the Rams and the Vikings. Kyren Williams on Prize Picks right now. More or less than a half touchdown. Is he going to score again? He's scored 9 games in a row. Does he get to number 10? That's Prize Picks
Absolutely.
in a nutshell. All right, so I'm going more. We're going more right there. Let's go to another guy here. Aaron Rodgers against the New England Patriots this week. 235.5 passing yards, more or less.
I'm going to take less for the first time ever.
We're going to go less for Aaron Rodgers right now. They are reeling along the way. That's it. DeMarco and I just submitted a Prize Picks lineup. It is literally that easy. Pick more, pick less, and if you get 4 picks right, you can win up to 100 times your money. But you can't win if you don't play. You got to sign up at Prize Picks. You got to put the Prize Picks app on your phone, and you're going to want to put in that code 710, because when you put in the code 710, you're going to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win the $5 lineup to get the $50, but you got to put it on your phone. You got to use the code 710. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Steve Mason and John.
Hey football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
One of the greatest pop and R&B groups that defined a generation. Belle Biv DeVoe. Live in concert. Saturday, December 14th at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Belle Biv DeVoe. With special guest, Rev Run. Tickets on sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com. Belle Biv DeVoe. Live.
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Gear up for game day with GNC. Just like your favorite college team prepares for their matchup each week, you can get ready to crush your fitness goals with GNC. Your coaches are in stores, ready to help you build muscle like a linebacker or slim down after a tough season. They have everything you need, including all the top brands, the new flavors you crave, the hottest protein, pre-workouts, creatine, and more to tackle your fitness goals. Don't wait for the final whistle. Fuel your fitness at GNC. Visit your local GNC or GNC.com today.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
As you know, we've welcomed the new partner here at 710 ESPN, NextGen. NextGen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week. Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to NextGen. Boy, time for Who's Hot? Who's Cold? Take it away, Producer M.
All right, Who's Hot is Butter. Butter's
Bonjour.
hot. It's always hot.
Butter?
It should always be hot. But Jason Kelsey on the New Heights podcast was talking about his disdain for people who like lobster, or just lobster in general. So he says this quote from the New Heights podcast: "If you like lobster, you're lying to yourself. You like butter." Jason went on to say, "Lobster can essentially be toast at that point. There's no reason you're eating other than to get butter into your system."
That's true.
Goes on to say, "I like crabs. Do you really? You like breaking all that and getting a minimal meat?"
Yes, I love crab.
No, you like butter. So do you agree with Jason Kelsey's assessment of lobster and the general seafood family?
The lobster part, yes. The crab part, no. He's right about. Do you like lobster? The taste of lobster?
DeMarco, I agree exactly with what you said.
Yeah.
Lobster to me, I know it's decadent. I know it's expensive. It doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah.
It's not particularly a flavorful meat. Butter and all the stuff they put on it, that's great, but I'm with you. Crab has it's very sweet.
Yes.
It's terrific, and it's hard work. Kelsey's not wrong.
Unless you get like a crab cake. Like I'd eat a crab cake.
Crab
but
cake, but even like you get the claws and the legs, you scoop the meat out. It's a little bit of meat
You can
for
cut
a lot
your
of work.
thumb
But
sometimes.
I know,
Yeah.
but crabs are delicious. Lobster, I couldn't agree more.
I was so disappointed the first time I ordered lobster at a restaurant.
It's underwhelming.
So disappointed. I'm like, this is lobster?
This is the thing people are like spending all the. But crab, I'll mess with some crabs.
Again, the lobster roll is good because the roll is good and the butter is good.
It's got mayonnaise and it's got butter in it and it's got pieces of celery.
And
It's
the
like-
bread is toasted
Yeah,
butter. Yeah, it's good.
It depends on if you get Connecticut or New England
Lobster roll?
rolls. Yeah.
What's the difference?
I don't know what that means.
It's Maine and Connecticut because it's like one version is hot with butter,
Okay.
and the other one is cold with mayo.
Okay.
So it depends on which one you get.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
That was McVeigh.
I'm waiting
Why
for
is it not working? This sucks.
I don't
Give
know,
me a new
Travis.
kid. I have no idea what that means.
Yes.
You got to say it a little angry. I have no idea what that means.
I'm busy. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so other thing is.
By the way, if you dipped a boot into melted butter, I'm down.
Well, yeah. What else is great? Well, I mean, everything's great with butter, but like
Popcorn.
you can't have popcorn without butter.
Yep.
Well, you don't like popcorn.
Not particularly.
So,
You can have it with
You're not a
tapatio.
popcorn guy?
No.
No? Okay, fair enough. Nachos?
Oh, yeah.
okay,
just
you know
making
what's a great soft when a soft pretzel is great when it's more buttery forward than it is anything else.
I like
Pretzel
the
and butter.
buttery's very important,
Like
but
on-
it's second.
pretzel and
I don't
butter.
like the salt.
What's your
Salt.
first? Salt?
See,
I'm a
I
mustard guy.
I'd take off the salt.
Mustard for sure,
Yeah.
but I want that pretzel needs to be very salty for me to
salty,
enjoy it.
a salt lick. Yeah,
That's when I taste that, the first thing I want to taste is salty.
totally.
I'm the exact opposite. I ask for no salt on my soft pretzels. But
Oh.
the Kraft Smoke and Fire
You and
Downs.
I would either be the perfect people to share food or the absolute worst because we don't like any of the
Sounds
same
like
things.
perfect because you
That's
get
right. You eat
yeah,
it, great,
and I'll get this.
I'll eat all this. Yeah,
You don't have to worry about
'cause
sharing.
Kraft Smoke and Fire downstairs has great soft pretzel. that
They
I've had
do.
before.
That's
It's
very
really
good.
fantastic.
Very
So,
good.
Because we got a saca bolsita that's great with it.
Sure.
Saca la bolsita with a boot is good too.
So what's cold is buying things for your kids. Okay, so Kelly Stafford, probably in jest. I'm assuming she's being a little tongue-in-cheek with this, but she was talking about how she is frustrated because she's paying a lot of money for her daughters to attend all these games for their father, and that they're just sitting there coloring and doing other normal kids things, other girl kid things instead of watching the football games. And she, it's just like, I wish that they would pay attention. I'd rather have them at home coloring with the
Sure.
babysitter potentially. But I'm asking you guys generally, what is something you always will buy these for your kid, even though you know they're not going to actually appreciate or use it? I don't know, like. You're quote unquote wasting your money.
Buying stuff for your kids they're not going to use.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, you're not far
Yeah.
off. The one that came to mind when you were telling us this story, Em, then this is a cliche, but it's also incredibly true. You're going to spend a bunch of money on Christmas presents for your kids. They're going to like the box. Like, it's one of those things. I could have just brought in a cardboard box and wrapped it up.
Especially as a kid.
That's
Little
what I mean.
baby.
Until they're about 5 or 6 years old and they want the specific this toy or that toy or whatever it is. But the box, the plastic that it comes in, like that's the thing. It's like that toy was $40. The box was nothing. Why do you like the box so much?
Yeah.
Get in the box.
What do they
the
call
box-
it? The stuff the wrapping where you pop it.
Oh, the bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Or about like kids' first or second birthday parties.
Oh.
Like they're not
That's
gonna.
for the parents.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for the parents.
Yeah, DeMarco, what do you think about
Serve
this?
alcohol.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't need to hear the second part of that
Just
sentence. Yeah, yes,
saying.
serve alcohol.
So in my garage right
Lobster.
now, lobster. There is a mini kitchen set.
Okay.
There is a karaoke machine. There is a drum set, a drum kit. There's softball gear. There's hockey gear. This is all my kid stuff. And she's 9.
Oh, you got hockey gear.
Hockey gear.
Like sticks and
I
pads?
love hockey. Okay, we play hockey. I don't want to play hockey anymore, Dad. What about the...
Did you buy skates?
Skates. She wanted to play goalie. We got pads.
Oh, my gosh.
Little mini pink pads. Only kids can...
That's
yeah.
adorable, by the way.
And I don't want to, donate them yet because I paid good money for this and we're not using them.
Play it
Yes.
against sports.
A ton of stuff out there.
Is there something you bring your daughter to that you know that she will have no appreciation of, but you think she should be there for it?
I feel Kelly Stafford on the kids going to games.
Yeah.
I used to hate it when I was a player. Like, you can have tickets. Who are you bringing? Make sure they're adults because the kids could care less.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a waste of a seat.
Nice restaurants, weddings, things like that. Like, those are the ones like, like, why kids are great, except for when they're not.
Jorge, you'll love this. When I would go play the Niners, so these are my family. I would give them tickets, and the kids would wear Niner jerseys in my seats.
Oh, no. No, not cool.
I can't get mad at the kids, right?
No, it's the kids didn't dress themselves.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's mom and
It's
dad.
his favorite player. I don't care.
I don't
when
care.
I'm giving you the tickets,
It's not
I'm
mine.
his favorite player.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah, right.
if we are going on my seats, or if the people who have the seats have given them to me, you don't get to root for the other team.
I'm the favorite player today.
I'm the favorite
Yes.
player. This is my favorite team. I don't care what else is going on.
Thank you. I
in
can
your
care
life.
less about Jerry Rice right now.
That's the way. Exactly right. Who's Hot, Who's Cold is brought to you by Next Gen. Game Day Comfort is powered by Next Gen, the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN, 833-3-NEXGEN to snag their $88 drain cleaning special today. I got one for you. You have a great player on your team who has been essential to your success for a while. He's now limited in what he can do because of injury. Just bad luck, got hurt at the right time, but he can kind of sort of play a little bit, and you want to do right by that guy. How long do you let him try to figure it out before you go, your backup right now is actually better for you? And, of course, I'm talking about Freddie Freeman. Of course, you're talking about his ankle sprain, which was awful and clearly is affecting his ability to play first base. He's kind of one step in either way. Pitcher's got to bust it over there every time to make sure they're covering the bag because he's not going to get there. And he's hitting the ball, but he's not getting hits. Dodgers are 3-0 without Freddie Freeman in the starting lineup, and they've scored 28 runs in those 3 games. I'm putting him out there game 1.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got. But how long do you do that before you say, buddy, I love you, but you're too hurt. I gotta make a decision.
You're asking me that?
Yeah.
First sign of trouble, you're out.
Even if 0 for 1, you're going to yank him?
Even if I give you the shot. I mean, look, dude, we're better without you, and you know it. You care about us, right? You care about the team. You want us to win. And you're a rah-rah guy.
He is and does.
Then this isn't even a discussion. You should know. You should want me to play the other guy.
I would like to give it a shot. I think I can help the team tonight.
Okay, so different sports, I know. I would say come out to the field and prove it to me right now.
Okay.
I'd have a full practice just to prove either you can play or not.
You know what you're going to get. He's going to give you a step in either direction defensively.
Yeah.
He's going to pick the ball out of the dirt. Okay, but I'm not getting anything in the hole. I'm a roadblock on the bases if I get a hit. And right now my swing is my swing. I'm putting the ball in play, but I'm not driving. I'm not playing like the Hall of Famer Freddie Freeman that I typically am.
Well, I need the Hall of Famer Freddie Freeman to win this World Series, and if not, I got to put somebody else in. It's not just about you.
The thing that I think makes this a little bit easier, if you're Dave Roberts or more to the point, Andrew Friedman and his team, is we're scoring a bunch of runs without him in the lineup. We're winning games without him in the lineup. I would love to have you. I want you to be a part of this. You are a part of this.
Yeah.
But Muncie's hot as a firecracker. Chris Taylor, he's gotten a couple of hits. Kike, we got to find a place to put him somewhere. So
yeah,
I've got options at that first base spot where I can shuffle the deck, and we're still pretty darn good. That makes that decision much easier.
Harder than we need you play 50% of yourself.
Yeah, we have no chance without you.
Yes, that's hard. I mean, but this is even harder. Hey, look, you're even better without me. Do it, because we want to win.
Such a, and what helps a little bit. Not that this probably isn't killing him, because I know he wants to be out there. He's the ultimate pro, competitor, teammate, et cetera, et cetera. That he's won the World Series before and been a part of it. Has to take 1/100th of 1% and say, okay, this isn't my only shot to do this. I have done this. I have been here. I have contributed. Maybe just a little.
But even if he's 80% of himself and he can still field
find
his position, and you give him some chances at the plate,
he's just not getting hits,
and it's working.
Yeah.
I'd give him the shot to fail. And first sign of trouble, you're out of there.
He's expected to play on Friday.
Yeah.
He's expected to play on Friday.
I think you've earned that. Yeah.
6 days off of the ankle.
Yeah.
That will help a little bit. But that injury and seeing him move, that feels like one of those things. Put it to you this way, and this is not inside information. I'm totally speculating. If the second the World Series ends, you find out he gets some sort of surgery or something, I would not be shocked.
You wouldn't be surprised.
That feels like one of those things that just, hey, it was actually broken, and I was trying to go out there and make it happen. I just couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah. When one of your franchise's biggest highlights is a guy limping around the bases as he hits a home run, I think you give him the opportunity to be great.
So, look, I get Freddie Freeman is a much better player than Kirk Gibson was, but if all of a sudden Freddie Freeman in Yankee Stadium comes up there on one leg and pops one, that's pretty damn cool. Oh, and if he doesn't do the fist bump and the arm around second base like this, let's channel all the old great memories. Let's do it for Fernando, do it for Kirk Gibson, and find a way to win the World Series starting on Friday night. We know who's going to pitch. We'll get into that coming up. It's The Dump, Super Crosstalk. It's Travis DeMarco, 17.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Interception, which set up the Rams' first touchdown of the afternoon, and then a forced fumble that was scooped up by Cameron Curl in return for the Rams' second touchdown of the afternoon to give that Rams defense a huge lift along the way, taking the ball away, something they've really struggled with through the early part of the season. With today's Rams Report, I'm Travis Rogers.
That's today's Rams Report on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
The countdown to tip-off is on, and George Chevrolet wants to get you in the game with unbeatable offers on a new Chevy. That's right, George Chevrolet, your 6-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, is playing to win with big discounts and season-high savings on new models like the redesigned Chevy Traverse, the fuel-efficient Chevy Trax, and the all-electric Duo, the Chevy Blazer EV and Equinox EV, and many more. Visit George Chevrolet in Bellflower off the 91 Freeway Lakewood exit or online at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Pernia Law, here to tell you about our newest partnership deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
That's right. Call us or slip into the DM, Uncle.Artie.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Pernia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Pernia Law family provide peace of mind so you can focus on recovery and getting back to you.
If you've been injured in an accident or you're unhappy with your current injury attorney, come to Pernia Law. We take care of you like family. That's why they call me Uncle Artie.
Call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Okay, everyone, what did you think of the chocolate bar?
It's too chewy.
Feels kind of chalky.
Too much nougat.
I need to go brush my teeth.
Business is booming for Steph's small marketing research firm.
After all these focus groups, there's only one conclusion. I need more researchers.
And she's way too busy researching
Does this have peanuts?
to waste time researching resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
It's time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So you had an awkward interaction in the hallway?
Oh my God. Has anyone ever done this? So, well, I talk to strangers.
No.
You guys really don't talk to strangers.
No, but I do what you do.
You do.
I do this part.
So I'm walking
And
by
my
a
mom
guy in the
talks to every
hallway,
stranger.
don't know him. I said, hey, how are you? And you say what?
I'm good. Okay. I'm okay, thanks.
And then you say,
how are you?
And I said, fine, how are you?
He hit the ball back to him
Right.
again.
It's like a program response. He's like, I'm good.
Still good. Still good. Yeah, nothing's changed in
My
the last
bad.
quarter second. Still good. Thank you for asking again.
Right.
Yeah.
Autopilot.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, I love autopilots because nobody's really asking, and you can never answer with anything other than, I'm fine. Thank you.
Yes.
How are you?
Okay, so you know our
What do you mean?
hallway.
Well,
Our-
actually.
Yeah. No, my God. Run for the hills.
Wait, our tight hallway down, like you're going towards the restroom,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so there's someone you don't know walking the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
You could pass that guy or that person and not say a
No,
word?
I would say something.
Oh, okay. Can you?
I can, yeah. Usually they look at their phone.
If they're staring at their phone or very clearly trying not to engage, I'll let them go by without saying something. But if they're looking up and we see each other and we meet eyes, how you doing?
Oh, man, I think I might be a hello bully.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm going to say hello.
If somebody's walking down the hallway like this, they're trying to avoid that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but if they're, hey, how you doing? Good, man. How are you? And it's just even somebody, if it's a friend, hey, man, how you doing? I'm genuinely asking.
Yes.
But if it's a friendly acquaintance, hey, man, how you doing? Well, I mean, wow, I don't know where to
the
start.
wife, she left me.
It's like,
I'm out. I'm not going.
That's very quick. Hold on, I got to take this.
I did my job. I said hello. I don't want to hear your problems.
Yeah, I was just a way for us to fill 5 seconds of time.
Right. I was being polite.
The Intuit Dome opens for Clipper basketball today. It's been open for concerts and some other things. They opening with the Phoenix Suns today, and the Wall. We'll get our first look at regular season Wall basketball at Intuit Dome.
Do you know any diehard Clipper fans?
Yeah, a few.
Because I do.
A few.
How do they feel about the Wall?
I don't know about how they feel about the Wall specifically, but they're stoked that the Intuit Dome is their own spot now.
I know he works for the Rams, and he is a diehard Clipper fan. Like, he hates the Lakers from here, from L.A.
Yeah.
He just loves the Clippers, and he is not sold on the Wall. And I was so shocked.
What is it about it that he's not feeling? Just the gimmickiness of it all?
I guess so. Or maybe the way that he said the thing that turned him off was there's going to be people right above his head.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's a little too tight for him.
Who knows? But sometimes that gimmicky thing is like, why didn't somebody else think of that?
But I thought they'd be all over it.
Who knows? But if sometimes you'll do a gimmick, you're like, dude, that's lame.
It's not working.
You know, you don't know until you kind of try to throw it out there. Like, the idea of it's kind of a cool idea, but we'll see. They're also having, they being the Los Angeles Clippers, are having Hans Zimmer do the theme for their team, I guess, their season. And Hans Zimmer, of course, is a famous composer, musician.
Oh, God. I
who
thought
has
the guy
created,
that died in Die Hard.
No, that's
Hans Gruber.
That's Hans Gruber.
Oh, my bad.
This is Hans Zimmer.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, this is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean.
All right,
okay.
and there's also this.
Which one's
What
that?
is that?
I'm Batman.
Dark Knight.
Oh, that's Dark Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then there's this for those who have watched those movies. I know that none of you guys have. It's for Dune.
Okay.
Oh, I saw the first one. I haven't seen the second
we know
one yet.
Parker back here. He went
Yeah.
to see Hans Zimmer in concert, right, Parker?
Did you really?
Yeah.
By the way, so those first couple ones you played, maybe that's the Dune one, maybe a little bit less, but that's great pump-up stuff.
Of
like
course.
if you had a great theme like that, the guy's coming out of the tunnel, and it's a Hans Zimmer score, let's go.
Play this when you're driving home. Guaranteed you'll go faster.
Hans Zimmer?
Yeah. Play this on the way home today. Guaranteed you'll drive faster.
What am I playing?
Hans Zimmer.
Oh, okay.
okay. I thought you were going to give.
Drive
I've been waiting for you to give me a specific Hans Zimmer.
You'll be action driving.
No, yeah. You'll feel like you're in a movie.
Yes. Wait, quick, Parker. How many people are on that stage?
A lot.
There's a ton of people on that
an
stage.
an
a
orchestra,
whole deal. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Well, also, so Hans Zimmer and John Williams are like the Otani judge of the composition world. Anything huge in the past 20 years have mostly been composed by them, but there are also two different competing ideas about how to compose music. And so if you're making a movie, you know if you're going to go John Williams or you're going to go Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is like, he redefines the technology behind it, and John Williams is much more nostalgic,
Which
more
one is
brassy.
John Williams?
John Williams is
Jurassic
Star
Park?
Wars.
Oh, Star Wars.
Superman,
Spielberg.
Jurassic Park,
Done.
Raiders of the
Okay.
Lost Ark,
Yeah.
Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I
He
mean,
is the most
all
nominated
of
person
them.
in the history of the Oscars.
I love his music. Didn't know his name. Okay,
Yeah.
now I know. Okay.
But like when you watch Dark Knight, that's not going to be a movie that's going to be scored by John Williams.
No.
That's a Hans Zimmer movie. So it's like, and so Nolan and Hans Zimmer are like this, and Spielberg and John Williams are like this. Except for Hans Zimmer did not work on Oppenheimer.
Couldn't work with a guy named Hans though. I don't know. Every Hans I know is a bad guy.
How many Hanses do you know?
There's the Inglourious Bastards. Wasn't he a bad guy?
Okay, yeah.
And then there's
he's fictional, but
Hans
go ahead.
Gruber was a bad guy.
Hans Gruber was also fictional.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I've only known one Hans in my real name Hans. He was a bad guy.
Yeah, see?
But it's Hans and Franz?
But
Hans, okay,
again,
Han Solo is
fictional.
Han, not Hans.
All the Hanses that you guys dislike are fictional characters. I actually know a man named Hans.
That's
bad guy. Yeah.
What about this name? So the new up-and-coming rival to John Williams and Hans Zimmer. Okay, we're doing composer talk today. Ludwig Göransson, who did do Oppenheimer.
Ludwig.
So, Ludwig, is that good for you?
It works because I used to be a drummer. Yeah. I used to be a drummer, and like the big set that you wanted was a Ludwig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
that's brand name.
Yeah, it's a big deal to me. Yeah.
I like that you have reason. This is my favorite thing. Like, you don't like Hans's because of Inglourious Bastards and Die Hard. That's awesome. I'm going to start doing that. That's my new favorite thing. Is this something, a big thing, a little thing, or no thing? J.J. Redick requesting to have worn basketballs in yesterday's game instead of brand new ones.
Worn basketballs?
Yeah, like used.
Used
broken
basketballs.
Broken in is probably a better word.
Practice balls, huh?
Is that a deal? I didn't know you could request
nor
worn
did
basketballs.
But apparently that's something that went down.
Well, I know footballs and the field, like the quarterback, it's a big deal to them. They want specific footballs on the field.
They probably want worn-in ones, too, so they're not slippery.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want worn basketballs, I guess?
I did not know that it was an option to kind of throw out what you wanted to, but I just like the little attention to details.
Yeah.
I put it in that little category. It means a little something. That you're paying attention
things.
to the little things.
You change some stuff and stuff starts to work.
That's a big iced tea, Mace.
It is a big iced tea.
Yeah.
I drink one every day.
I know. Is that not bigger than usual?
No, it's same.
That's the
same size.
It's striking
Thanks
me
for
as
paying attention.
I knew he
He's
had
done
to
it every day for 10 years.
That feels like it's triple the size of the one you normally bring.
Same size every day.
It's a normal size.
Oh, it's your normal size.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's actually venti.
Ask John. John would know about.
Did you know that they can choose the basketballs?
I did.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with footballs.
Yeah.
You know, like you have a bag. Both teams has a bag of footballs.
Do they have to agree on them?
I think the road team gets to choose.
Oh, okay.
Normally.
Oh, that's the difference. Because
But I most players would like one that's broken in.
Sure.
They don't want one that's right out of the box.
Yeah. I just like the little attention to details. Give me
stuff.
Positive vibes.
You have your own drink.
Yeah,
sorta. Yeah,
that's the DeMarco Farr Energy.
Try
drink.
it. It's pretty good. It's an
now, do you drink
I do. Original formula.
Fuel up, go far.
Fuel up and go far. Look at that mug right there.
I know. What is the origin of this?
Ron. His Ron Mitchell.
Oh, okay. It's a gimmick. It's not available in stores.
No, Detroit.
Was it Detroit?
He said it was Detroit.
Okay, he would know.
We were in Detroit. I met his crew. They go to sporting events.
Yeah.
There's like 5 or 6 of them, and they travel. And they were in Detroit, and I met him, and they were telling me all sorts of stories about him, and I brought them on air. And his brother thought it was so funny that, and he's in the beverage business.
Oh, okay. So he made it happen for you?
Yes.
Can I get that thing at AM PM or
not yet? Not yet. Coming soon though.
Tungus does not have the DeMarco Farr Energy.
No, I don't like Tungus's Cheeto beard. It gives me the creeps.
I used to have. I've had nightmares about Tungus. I mean,
what's Tungus?
The hot dog fingers.
The AM PM character.
Oh, that thing.
It's made of all the snacks.
The scary thing.
It is scary.
It looks like Justin Turner.
It does look like Justin Turner. And it's because of the
Yeah.
Cheeto beard, which always gives me the bit of the
gross.
willies.
Creepy.
All right, let's do a little Supercross talk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles. ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K2560X 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
So, John, I just asked you a second ago, you were 18 years old in 1981.
Yeah.
What do you remember about Fernando when he popped on the scene? Because I was 10, and I remember it incredibly fondly, but as somebody that's a little bit older, what do you remember?
It's almost impossible to describe Fernando Mania to people who didn't live it.
Yeah.
Like Mace and DeMarco both were not in California at that point.
No, I was.
You were in California
You were
in
in
81?
California, Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I was in Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah.
It was, in every way, a cultural phenomenon. Here's one way to explain it. Fernando, go back and look this up. I'm not embellishing here. The Dodgers would play a game on a Tuesday and draw 17,000 people. Fernando would pitch on a Wednesday and they would draw 54,000. 30,000 people.
Oh, my God.
He was absolute lightning in a bottle. As a 20-year-old, he won both the Cy Young Award and Rookie of the Year, and I think he's the only one to ever do it.
Yep.
Wow.
And he had this crazy wind-up, and he would point towards the sky with his eyes, and you had Jaime Jarrín describing it, you had Vin Scully describing it, and you had every Mexican baseball fan in the city get caught up in the fever. And it was stunning how effective he was. Stunning.
So, Mace, that's the recollection that I have as
Okay.
well. And just being, it was this phenomenon, this guy that came from a small town, middle of nowhere, but it was happening in my backyard. It was happening with my favorite team. As somebody that was living in Ohio,
yeah,
what was it like to experience Fernando Mania from a distance?
He was a superstar immediately. I remember the '81 World Series so clearly, and that '81 season was amazing. I didn't feel like, for example, I didn't before I came to Los Angeles realize that he's the greatest Mexican pitcher of all time in Major League Baseball. I don't think I had that perspective because I was living in Ohio and not with in a town which is heavily Mexican. So I didn't necessarily get that vibe. Now I will say that last night when I got that news, I was at Cosm. John was doing the game. One of the first things I thought about was you.
Really?
Yeah. Because you've talked about how much Fernando has meant to you over the years.
He was my favorite Dodger. Like when you fall in love with sports and you pick your favorite team.
Right.
The Dodgers were the team that I picked, and it's not a conscious decision. It just kind of happens,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And he was the best player on this team, and even though he didn't speak English, even though you were
Okay, by the way, let me correct that.
Oh, right.
Fernando spoke English.
No, I know he did.
I talked to Sosha about this once, and I was talking to a guy like, how'd you communicate with him? And Mike kind of laughed. He goes, let's just say the story that Fernando was unable to speak English is incorrect.
Even at the very beginning, though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. But here's the thing. Now, I'm trying to remember. Beto was very, very kind to take me and Funchess and Jorge to meet Fernando. Did you get that? Did you meet him?
No, I did about 2 months ago.
Really?
And it was at the Jaime Jarrín. They had a dinner at Dodger Stadium that I was lucky enough to get to go to. And my friends at Rotolo Chevrolet, I was a guest of theirs.
Sure.
They brought me. And I got a chance to meet him, and I'm sure I told you guys the story that I went to go take a picture, and the phone slipped out of my hand. I kind of gave him like a little bit of a light punch in the gut, trying to catch the phone. But it was a treat to get to meet him. I still watch Fernando Mania regularly. It's on Spectrum Sportsnet. I still see it a lot. It's terrific, and it was a sad night last night. But I said this to the guys today. I think what happened last night is what we should all try to have happen to us. And that is whatever you did for a living, whatever, that people are going to mention that. And Fernando was a great pitcher and a great Dodger. But the first thing that everybody mentioned about him was not the shutouts or the All-Star game of the World Series. It was the impact he had on the city.
Amazing.
And it was the impact he had on his community. And it was the impact that he had on his teammates and his friends. And what a great legacy to be able to have the career that he had and have that be the second thing that people say about you. That's how you know you got something right.
There's this tweet. Can I read this tweet real quick? Sorry. It says, Fernando Valenzuela wasn't just a baseball player. He was a hero for the Mexican community. He unified Mexicans living in U.S., in Mexico, and around the world. We as Mexicans had a hero, and he was playing baseball. His impact will last a lifetime. So rest in peace, Fernando.
Bay Area, man. I used to ask my mom, like, does he pitch for the A's? Because he's always on TV. That was like how big he was. Like, well, why is he wearing blue? Isn't he one of ours? No, he's one of theirs. But I can only imagine how tough that might have been to be Fernando in Los Angeles, to be that famous and that good at 20 years old.
20 years old.
There's no way I'd see the 90s. No way.
Magic Johnson.
Yep.
Kobe.
Yep.
Vin Scully. Fernando clearly on that list of just kind of had the city in the palm of their hand and continued to have it in the palm of their hand even after they were done. Jerry West, I think, was in that group. Who else? Who else?
In LA?
Of LA's people that were not just great players, but they were almost universally loved. That there's not a division of I liked him, you didn't like him. I'm more over this guy or that guy.
Dickerson? Somebody who's not polarizing.
Yeah, just beloved by almost everybody.
Does Dickerson qualify?
Not here long enough.
Not here long
And then they went down to Anaheim, and it was
Anaheim was not a
Ferragamo, maybe.
same thing.
Yeah.
Went down to Anaheim. So I don't think you would pick any Rams.
Yeah.
No.
Merlin Olsen maybe because he played
Deacon Jones.
Those guys played their whole careers at the Coliseum, so they might fit the bill a little bit more.
Okay.
But guys, we're selling Fernando short. He's not in that group. He's in a group by himself. There was never anything like Fernando. Like when Koufax and Drysdale were going, they were getting 50,000 every night.
Yeah.
When Fernando was on the Dodgers, I think 81 was a strike year, and so people were mad at baseball. Wow. And nobody was going to the games except when he pitched.
Yep.
It was the toughest ticket in town. It was I remember the night Fernando threw the no-hitter. I was texting last night when I was working at KCAL. The night Fernando threw the no-hitter, one of my producers, Scott Johnston, we were probably 20 minutes from Dodger Stadium. So after the sixth inning, when he had the no-hitter, Scott got in a car with a photographer, and we said, let's be ready. And he throws a no-hitter, and they get Lasorda on the field.
Wow.
All right, and Lasorda is going off. Well, at the exact same time, Nelson Mandela was giving a speech downtown, and he had just gotten out of prison, and the news producer, is screaming at the sports guy, "Rap, you're done." But he said, "I'm not rapping Tommy Lasorda on a night Fernando threw the no-hitter." So they dumped out of Lasorda. The phones went ballistic. They were mad that we dumped out of the Dodger coverage to go to Nelson Mandela. I mean, Fernando was on a whole nother level.
He really was.
By the way, did you guys ever hear this story? So the night he threw his no-hitter, that was Vince Scully's famous "you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky" line. Dave Stewart had thrown a no-hitter earlier in the day. He was either pitching for the Rays or the
I think it was the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays or the A's or something. So Stewart throws a no-hitter. And Scioscia's in the video room. Scioscia told me the story a long time ago. He's in the video room. And in order to get to the bullpen to go warm up, you have to walk past the video room. So Fernando sticks his head in there, and there's 5 or 6 guys watching the end of the Stewart no-hitter. And Stewart finishes the no-hitter, and he used to pitch for the Dodgers, so they all knew him. And Fernando leans in and goes, "You just saw a no-hitter on TV. Now you're going to see one in person." And he walks out there. He was just doing it. I don't think he meant it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He was just doing it to be a smartass.
Fernando was not that guy at that point in his career.
And he kind of had a smile on his face, and then he walked out to the bullpen, and then he threw a no-hitter.
Travis,
it's incredible.
What did they pay him? That kind of an impact on a team.
Well, but this was before the big money.
But they had to pay him like top of the charts.
DeMarco, it ended badly. He wanted to keep pitching. Yep. He had kind of, and he went to the Angels.
And they cut him a couple of days before he was due a big bonus.
Really? And the Angels did?
No,
the Dodgers did. And the Dodgers and Fernando were on the outs
for a long time.
For 5-10 years.
Yeah, a while.
And somebody was able to put it all back together again.
And thankfully, they retired. They kind of made an exception to their longstanding rule that for us to retire your number, you have to be in the Hall of Fame, which is a rule that I admire.
Lakers have it too.
And it's the right rule.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a team like the Lakers or the Dodgers that have a long list of incredibly prestigious and accomplished players. But I'm thrilled that they made an exception for Fernando. Because,
me too.
Because he's not just a great player, which he was. He had an impact like you've been describing, John, like you and I got to experience personally, that went well beyond, hey, he threw X amount of shutouts, won X amount of games. He was the most popular person in this city for 10 years.
Yeah.
And that deserves to have your number retired. And that he got to participate in it is even better.
To your point, his highest salary was $2.05 million.
$2 million.
Yep.
And right now there are people making, Shoei's making $700 million.
Yeah.
Fernando's
I wonder
highth
what they made
salary
off
was
him.
$2 million.
More.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they made
more.
Yeah.
A lot more. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the scene in The Wire where they're sitting there and the guy goes, the guy that invented the chicken McNugget must be rich. And he goes, no, he's down in some lab. He goes, Mr. McDonald didn't give him any of that money. He's out there coming up with something to make the fries taste better along the way. It was
It's awesome.
It's a sad day to talk about Fernando, but it's also kind of an exciting day because you get to talk about Fernando again.
Right.
It
So
was terrific.
somebody told me that when he won a World Series game on this day in 1981.
We're not sure. I need to, but yeah, against the Yankees.
It was on
And
this day. I checked it today.
Do you know if it was the first game or the
It was the
clinching
third.
game?
It was game 3.
Game 3. Okay, because he pitched against the Yankees in '81. Pitched really poorly and did not. Dodgers didn't win the game. They went back to New York and he pitched beautifully.
Yeah,
just absolutely beautiful. Let's see. Oh, is this it right here, Em? Upper right. You're gonna have to play it. My machine's not working.
Outstanding now as one, exhorting the rookie on. Two pitch.
It's a long cut.
Howard coming back?
Howard, where are you?
I was taking a break.
Yes, you say.
Yeah, this needs to be edited if we're going to play it again.
Fernando Valenzuela, who threw 149 pitches tonight. That wasn't one for the Art Museum, but it was efficient, and he got the job done. And the Dodgers now trail 2-1.
Did you hear what he just said?
149 pitches?
Yes.
Yeah, 149 pitches. I'm like, wow. That's like 2 starts for a pitcher now.
Yeah. I mean, it just.
Yeah.
What a career. What a life. And I know you guys will get to talk more about him today. I look forward to hearing more about it. R.I.P. Fernando.
Most
great,
definitely.
great career.
Yes, sir.
Super Crosstalks brought to you by